Alright. Hello everyone! Welcome back to Skyllian Rogues Campaign 2, Arc of the 12. I still kind of like stumble sometimes because yesterday I said 3, so I feel like I want to say Campaign 4 because it's in order, but no, Campaign 3 starts first of the week. Anyways, let's start with... Oh shit, I didn't prepare the music. Damn it. Let's start with... Hello everyone, welcome to Today with Ass, where we talk about the party, ass, and not mine. So go ahead everybody, roll me a D100 please.
Oh damn.
Good shit, and I will flip a coin.
Wait, you're not doing the thing?
It's only three of us.
Not. Wow,
Oh, yeah,
everybody's
everybody
rolling
rolled
high,
high.
and
Oh,
I
damn.
rolled a 1. So Artyom,
It's me. Yeah.
you rolled high, but nothing compared to 90 and then 94
Not high
there.
enough.
Yeah.
If only rolling higher means it's a good thing.
Ignis and J5. Alright, so first, Artyom. Lower the music a little bit.
Go.
My question for you today is... Wow, immediately it's
Hush,
chaos in the
J5.
background. You
Okay.
okay? Anyways, Artyom, my question for you today is, what kind of art do you like?
Primarily music, I suppose.
Music, any particular kind of music?
Yes. What you people here consider classical music is usually what I listen to. I like to disappear into my own mind when I'm working, and too aggressive music can be detrimental to my line of thinking, but classical music suits me.
Alright, classical music, that's interesting. Is it more of the early After the Beast, or like Age of Arcanum, or even before that? Like, where's the where's your kind of like favorite time period?
Well, anyone who says before the Age of Arcana is objectively wrong.
Oh, okay, alright.
So anything after goes, really.
Anything after. Alright, got it. Thank you very much, Artyom. Next! What was it? Ignis, what about you? What is your favorite form of art?
You know, the first time I heard, I thought you said arc, and I was like, um,
We didn't ask that question yet, right? What's your favorite arc?
well, it wouldn't apply to Artyom. He's not a seeker
That's true.
yet.
Anyways, Ignis, what about you? What is your favorite form of art?
I guess it would be art.
I'm sorry? Just art in general?
Like the paintings and drawings, you know? Isn't that art?
Okay, no, fair,
Is
fair,
that what
fair.
you call a piece of art? I don't know. I just assumed that's
Well, you know,
Visual arts, usually.
yeah. So I'd say that's like oil painting kind of painting kind of stuff. Any particular painting that you like, or just in general you just like how it is?
anything that you painted is great. Well, drew, maybe. You drew lots of great stuff.
All right, fair enough. But do you have any like particular style or something? Is it just anything he draws?
Well, see, his style of drawing is affected by my love of mangas from the Dragonborn Lion. So, yeah.
So you're saying anime art? Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
I mean, I showed him a lot. So then he was like, yo, I'm going to replicate it for you. And I was like,
Is this
oh
what
my
other
God!
people feel about us?
What?
I'm just imagining like you say Ignis saying that she likes anime and stuff, and I'm like, I guess is this what people feel about us? Just a character randomly love an anime inside a fantasy world. So I can see
I
how it
guess
is.
so.
Any particular work of art you want to describe to us that is pretty cool?
It's like mostly, romance stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's been a while since we saw any of that, so like I can't remember, but if we have a chance to go back home, I can show you my collection of everything um mangas. It's great.
Got it. Got it. All right. Thank you very much, Ignis. Finally, J5.
Well, closest form of art that you did probably like maybe sculptures, because it is the closest thing to forging. So yeah,
Sculptures.
a blacksmith can create sculptures.
True, true. Have you tried making sculptures of your own?
Unfortunately, no. This unit occupies its time doing everyday things, pots and pans, knives.
Okay. Fair enough.
Does not have enough time to make sculptures.
All right.
One day.
Any particular kind of sculpture? Any particular sculpture that really hits close, like something that inspired you or something?
Well, there's not much. This unit does not have much experience in the art.
Mm-hmm.
This unit have seen sculptures of Manada back in Kontecol, right? There is a statue of Manada, right?
Yes, there is a statue of Manada and also shit, I can't remember what's his name. The first maestro, basically.
Oh.
Yeah, there is a statue of them inside the Destreza Academy.
Yes, those are pretty and a sight to behold.
I mean, yeah, it's like almost like what 30 foot tall or some shit. So yeah, it is definitely an imposing statue. But all right, thank you very much, J5, and that is everybody in the party. But do you want to bring in a guest? Who do you want to ask this question to?
You people know more people than I do. It is better that you ask or recommend.
Who would be interesting to know? That's the thing.
This Doom man, he is an artist.
Artsy.
Who's the most artsy? The Moro brothers.
We can ask them, yeah. Moro brothers.
Can we call both of them?
Only one.
We already know they like music.
Did they?
They like stage shows, right? I mean, the way they present stuff at us.
Presentation.
Yep.
So it's a bit of everything. How about the Doom man you mentioned before? He likes paint.
Yeah. So this deal might be a bit different. It's like, I don't know if Ignis is there to like show him the wonders of manga and anime.
Well, would you be curious to find out what he likes without your influence?
Yeah.
All right. So let me bring him in for a bit. 1 second.
You have to DM him that because I know he didn't draw Moro Brothers.
Damn it. I'm found. 1 second. Dude, there you are. And blam. There you go. Dude appears at the center of the room. Slightly short for some reason. Make him tall.
Ooh.
There you go.
Oh, he's like...
The story thing.
Oh no, he's growing up.
Oh, hey guys. I haven't seen you in a while, Ignis.
Hello. I tried to message you, I think.
Oh, right. Reply. Sorry. I kind of pulls out the necklace. Have this.
Yeah.
So, yeah. My bad.
It's alright. Not at least now I know why, Some people just kind of like disappeared and don't say anything.
Yeah, sorry about that. Anyways, you guys got a question for me, right?
No.
Oh. Then why am I here?
Because this is your new prison. No, I'm kidding. Of course you have a question for you.
You joker, Ignis.
Of course. What's life without laughter? Anyway, what's your favorite kind of art?
My favorite kind of art. I'd say painting. I've picked up a couple of little bit of painting when I travel a bit. When you're out and about, there's not really much you can do. It's music, but it's a bit hard. Kind of like painting more, to be honest. But yeah, painting.
I mean, what kind of style then? Is it possibly influenced by anything?
It's mostly things that I see on the road, to be honest. Kind of like a lot of scenery stuff. Yeah, a lot of scenery stuff mostly.
Oh man. No,
No?
this nothing. That's great. I can't wait to see some of them.
Well, when the war is over.
When the war is over.
For now, we're just gonna have to deal with this. Alright, nice meeting you guys. Nice meeting everybody. I have to go now, so, goodbye. And he disappears. Oh, no. Disappears.
No.
There you go.
No, he's become boring. What scenery? I want, like,
There is nothing boring about painting scenery. To be able to just look at something alive and then paint
no, I mean,
it
I'm
onto
sure the
canvas.
activity's great. It's just his art has always been a lot better with people in it, namely me. Haha. No. I'm kidding.
Maybe his art hasn't found life yet, Ignis. Maybe he will find it in your eyes when you meet again.
Of course you will like that, Ignis. But for now, thank you very much for coming, listening, and watching. We'll stop here for now, get back to reality, and deal with the monsters that is afoot. So let me bring you
That
back.
is a foot in our gravity! Yay!
That is not how this works, but okay. Lower the music a little bit, and we're back. So, everybody ready? Shall we? Put up some music a little bit. Alright, okay. Everybody ready? Shall we begin?
We shall.
Alright. So,
We shall.
last session. You guys managed to escape the city only to be lectured by Kano. You guys explain the situation and he relents, telling you guys that this problem may be too big for just you guys to resolve. You guys return to Flotant in hopes to find a record of citizens that would explain missing and unknown civilians. However, you guys discover that someone have been destroying these records, leaving you guys with only a list of missing enforcers. While they snooped around, you guys found a familiar face, Vivian LaRue, someone that you killed before, now standing before your eyes. She offered to help you guys, but Artyom was mistrustful of her, especially after what he was told about her. Finally, Patti managed to meet the flamboyant Moreau brothers, who were ecstatic to finally meet the illustrious ass. The pair was willing to help the party, and lucky for you guys, they don't seem to be the people that Artyom was looking for. So, right now, you guys are standing in front of a large tree that Ignis managed to find and used transport via plants to open a gateway in the tree that leads all the way back to Kontecol. You look at the situation in Ferry and the city of Flotant one last time before walking through the gate, arriving right next to your almost complete manor. The sun has completely set, and unlike Flotant, the city is busy with life. hopefully not ending anytime soon. Is yours, ass? What do you guys want to do?
It's night, right?
It is
Like-
night right now, around 8 p.m. or so.
What was our first? Why did we come here again? Sorry, I think we wanted to show the proof to Kato, wasn't it?
You guys, up to you.
Wasn't
Would
it,
my
guys?
character remember? Because I'm drawing a very big blank. I don't remember even coming back to the city.
Because I don't want to do something that's why we go back to the city. God damn it!
You guys-
From what I remember, we were going to show the missing list of enforcers to the authorities, and
Yeah, that was it.
Seems
And
like
then-
the thing we would do.
Wait, did the monster affected you guys as well? Are you losing memories of what happened in the campaign? What's
think
going
so.
on here?
I'm sorry,
it's
just my
the
mind is
trauma,
preoccupied with how I seemingly don't remember ever having friend or parent. Weird thing that's happening to me right now. But okay, let's do that. Let's go to the enforcers.
All right.
Yeah.
So you start making your way into the city. The city itself, it feels slightly different. There's slightly more people than usual in the streets, and forces are around, keeping an eye on the goings on. As you guys can see, civilians kind of helping each other. Most people are confused at what's going on, but you notice some of them will exclaim and point at you guys. Walking through the street, you are met with equally happy and angry faces, but all confused at what the hell's going on in the city. What's going on with them specifically? It's been a while since you evacuated them here. It's like been more than 24 hours already at this point. So you guys start making your way towards one of the enforcer outposts. To the enforcer, what are you doing? Where are you going with this?
We're going towards Kate. No, who would we show this to? I
Kato?
guess
The authority?
Fenton. That's the authority that we know
All right.
of right now.
So you head towards Fenton's outpost, which is the high street outpost, and as usual, you can see the building, small building. There are no carriages out front though. Seems that they're missing. You can see there are a lot of people inside, kind of like lining up, waiting their turn, but there's only like one receptionist having to deal with all of them. A lot of them are kind of like frustrated, angry kind of faces, just sit there, annoyed. And yeah, what do you guys do?
And then
Maybe we should ask around, see what's going on in front here.
So, what are you doing? Are you shouting Fenton or are you asking around? Or
that's
both?
what I did last time. So I'm
Alright.
going
Alright.
in my usual level.
Agnes, just shout
But-
Fenton!
her.
And then the receptionist kind of leans over to see you and kind of like, I'm sorry, Mr. Fenton's not here right now. He's a little bit busy outside, unfortunately.
Where did he go?
Dealing with the influx of refugees that you brought in, as far as I understand.
Yeah, that's why we kind of want to talk to.
Well, you're going to have to find him in the city, unfortunately. He's not here right now.
Alright. Thanks.
How is he dealing with them? Where is he going? What is he doing?
Mostly keeping peace. A lot of people suddenly coming into the city. A lot of causes for crime to happen. And then we just want to keep peace. A lot of people are doing their best helping these people, but we're short-staffed right now.
Right, fair enough. Thank you for your cooperation.
Yes. Next! Kind of goes over to the people in the line. Next person comes forward and starts talking to her. Seems like the place is very busy right now. I know she's the only one holding the fort at the moment.
An unenviable task for sure. So, if you were troublemakers, where would you be making trouble, Ignis?
Okay. My internet conked for a bit, and I didn't hear what just happened.
Well, Fenton is off.
Yeah.
Peacekeeping.
And then you asked like what?
I said, if you were a troublemaker, where would you be making trouble? In what area of the city? Like, as in, where should we go?
The academy? I don't actually know. Oh, I don't know why I'm drawing a blank this session. Goddamn.
Well, for the engine to boot.
Well, regardless, let's maybe get you a coffee and we'll walk around. Maybe we find them.
I'm more of a tea person, but yeah, sure.
Alright.
I mean, I don't actually know. I'm more of the troublemaker than the one seeking for troublemakers. I guess. Well, not really. I don't know what I'm saying. Maybe bars?
You identify as a hero, so. But a bar is a very good start. If there is trouble, it is amongst drunken people.
Usually, yeah.
Let's investigate.
Alright. So you head to just a nearby bar, that's it? Or any particular bar you guys are headed to?
Well, we'll go, what's it called? Window shopping? Kind of like approach a bar, see if it's super fucking loud. If it is, check it out. If it's quiet, no.
You travel around trying to see if there are anything that would catch your eye, so to speak. But you don't find Fenton, but you do realize there's a lot of people in these bars, especially like the further and further away you get from the main entrance that you guys entered from, there's less and less people. But the ones closer to the entrance, there's a lot of people kind of like huddled up, seemingly lost. You can see like some of them are like forming up lines in front of the bar, and the barmaid is like serving some food for these people. Seems like whoever the refugees that you brought to the city managed to find some place to stay within the taverns and inns of the city. And you always see there are like a couple of enforcers, just maybe like one or two enforcers in the tavern, just keeping an eye, making sure no trouble come about.
Okay. But no sight of Fenton.
No.
I guess I could message him.
Right. I forgot you can do that.
Yeah, it's. I guess I was hoping to contact somebody else later, but it's okay. We'll just do one.
Tell you what, Ignis. He reaches into his pocket, produces a ring, and hands it to her. Take this.
Why?
You're getting married.
He holds it up for her for a second, looks down at it, back up at her, and kind of throws his head back, gives a good laugh. It's like, no, it is a fuel refueling ring. If anyone needs it, it is you.
Are you dying, Ignis? Are you okay?
I've been looking for something like this for so long, so I can just cast sending. Oh my god!
It is just one use, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
And you do.
Nice. Okay. I'll keep this. I'll give it back to you tomorrow. When it recharges. Does it? It requires a 2-man. I don't have a slide.
Oh.
No.
A shame.
Oh man. But note to self, I want this ring. Okay, cool.
I will hold on to it, and if you ever need it, if something clears up, I'll give it back.
Sure. Although I'm attuning to very important things.
Fair enough. He puts it on his own finger.
It's alright. Hopefully we're not gonna be under attack in this day. I'll send a message to Fenton.
What are you sending?
Fenton, we're in the city. Show us the bar we're at.
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
You're just roaming around. You're not in a particular bar or anything right now.
Okay, then what district? We're near the high street.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Maybe at least go to
Chinese place just to get some food as well? Sure. Alright, so you go to the Chinese place to get some food as well, in addition.
As they walk, Artyom remarks, I have visited many places and seen many maps. Where is this Chinese place on the world?
Well,
Is there a Chinesia somewhere as a country?
It's a place to eat.
Yeah, it's a place to eat.
Did we not bring you here? We eat here all the time.
I don't think I've had I've heard mentions of it, whispers on the wind even. But
then this would be your first experience.
I suppose so.
At this point, this thing Chinese.
Chinese is what?
The name of the owner, the founder of the.
Oh, see.
Maybe.
Also, it is Chinese. Apostrophe S. Chinese.
Yes.
Very Kontecolian name. Alright, let's go.
Alright. So you enter inside the tavern and you see the tabaxi owner noticing you. Kind of like gives you a wave. Welcome. We got this table booked for you over there. Alan, come! Serve these people. And the tabaxi kind of like ushers you to one of the seats for you guys to sit in. And she take the bartender, the waitress, I guess that's the word, waitress. The waitress walks over to you and asks you, "Oh, welcome to Chinese place. Is there anything I can get you with? Do you want the usual?"
Yeah.
All right.
I'm in the mood for some kung pao, actually.
All right, 1 kung pao, 3 chicken fried rice, extra spicy. Oh, you don't eat, so just 2 rice. And you, sir, anything else?
I will have that too, but hold the spice.
Hold the spice, God. Alright, 2 fried rice and also 2 kung pao, please. 1 spicy. You see the girl kind of goes over to the back and deal with the people, leaving you guys on the table alone.
So what is a kung pao?
It's a type of dish.
Oh, I see.
I don't know. I don't cook. It's just,
Fair
it's good. It's great.
I believe you. That is why I ordered it.
So, what do you guys want to do now?
I was in the middle of sending a message.
Alright.
Can I start over? Hold on.
Alright, okay. Go ahead.
Fenton, we're at Chinese place. Come meet us. We have some intel for this whole disaster.
You wait for a bit.
Help.
Oh, okay.
Thanks, Ignis.
You wait for a bit, see if the message passes through, and then you get a reply. You're back? It's great. Come to the town hall right now. Your dad's like doing a hearing for you. You might wanna bring that information now. He's having trouble convincing these people.
Jeez. Oh man, can I just call the way? Can we get that to go, please? We need to go somewhere now.
Alright, take away extra 2 silver.
Sure.
Alright. Wait for a bit and your food is packed up into small boxes for you guys to take away. And you bring
but we have Loka. Hold on. Loka's gonna get some sweet and sour chicken for him.
But what about me? Haley gonna pipes up.
Hey, you can order for yourself. You've been here multiple times.
Oh, I guess. General sauce, please.
Ooh, that's good too. Oh damn. Oh man.
And all the food kind of is brought over to you. You pay for your food, and you immediately head towards the town hall.
Yeah.
All right. All right. You keep walking in the direction of the town hall. During the whole time, you can see Lucas very, I want to say, confused with the like number of people that are around right now and like the size of the buildings. Flotant is, you know, pretty fancy, but like still nothing compared to
Oh.
Kontecol here. So it's an experience for him. He's just walking around and everything. So yeah, he's very, very excited about the whole thing. You start making your way towards the town hall building. You've been here before, Ignis. It's a little bit drab, looks older than the other buildings in the city, but it's there. It's slightly, it's much quiet than before, but you go to the receptionist and ask where Kano's hearings being held. The receptionist points you to a room on the west wing, and you start headed towards there. As you get closer and closer, you begin to hear kind of like noises coming from the adjacent room of people kind of like talking, and you can hear Kano almost like semi shouting. I'm telling you, there's something over there. Gotta go over there and do something about it. We can't just sit here and just wait. You hear more voices kind of murmuring from the inside of that room until you arrive on the main door.
Knock knock. Hello. It's Ass.
You hear kind of like the people inside, like, who's that? Some murmuring noises for a bit.
And it's Ignis.
And the door kind of swings open, and you see this like unfamiliar enforcer waiting at the door. And the enforcer kind of turns around. It's us. We'll bring them in. And he push open this really thick door, allowing you guys to enter the room. The room right now is completely filled with nobles of sorts sitting in the kind of like audience area, and you see Kano is standing in this kind of like podium at the center of the room. On the very far side of the room, you can see 5 high tables with 4 gnomes and a tiefling sitting in this like really high table position, looking down towards Kano as he tries to explain himself or something like that. And you see the one at the center, this really old gnome, hair slicked back. You think you've seen him before at the dust tournament. This gnome gonna turns to Kano. Well, you better hope these people have the proof that you're looking for. And Kano goes up. Of course. You have the evidence, right? And looks at you guys.
Don't you have the picture of the thing that we sent you from Remy?
Yes, we have that, but that's not convincing enough. It's a picture. Doesn't really convey threat.
We do find this enforcers list that should be that is missing, right? Yeah, the list that we found.
It's a list of how much enforcers who are missing or just out of duty, and some people are just not dead.
Kano kind of gives that a cursory look. I guess this will be good enough. Right. Everyone. As per before we were interrupted, I was saying, the city and Flotant were under attack by an unknown creature. At the moment, depicted as the creature you see here. And he points to a wall, and you can see an image of that face is now staring back at you, painted with light on the wall of this room. the people in the room gonna go.
When we see that, do our memories come back or?
Nope.
Nope.
Just
Okay.
see the
Oh, it
rush.
has to be it by itself.
Now I know just an image is not enough to show how dangerous this creature is, but if something like this has brought the savior of your town, the Amazing Spices Heaven, decide to evacuate the city, I hope you understand the threat. And right here, we have these notes of missing enforcers from action. These are powerful, qualified people, and they are fortunately missing in duty after a short period of time. This kind of tells you that this is something that we need to expedite and cannot wait for another scouting mission. Your Honor. And Kano passes the whole document onto the 5 high tables. 5 people kind of look through the document for a bit and kind of murmur to each other. And the leader again kind of looks at you. Is this all? Missing enforcers are a common thing in this world. People can go missing all the time. How does this prove that, this people missing is somehow related to this creature that you speak of? Kind of turns to you guys.
Another thing that you can see is the people that we brought here are basically half of what is left of the town. The other half are in the ferry village, 8 hours away from the actual city. We went back to the city after it was evacuated to find more people, more proofs. However, the places were conveniently burned down and the census was missing. But we managed to get to this enforcers list before it was snatched.
How convenient is that? Alright, if you say so, then this is all the evidence you have of how does people going missing prove anything, Miss Ignis, was it?
Well, the way
Why does this situation need the mobilization of the entire Kontecol army? Also, Kano speaks.
the way this monster works is when it eats you, it makes everybody forget its victim, and removes any trace of the memory that they ever existed. We've had, I assure you, if we call any enforcers from Flottant here, oh, what Jen? Can we do a fate point and bring Jen here? I didn't expect us to do it this fast, but I mean, we didn't say we were gonna bring.
Yeah, we were gonna bring her along, right?
Yeah.
We're going to pair the Jen with the document we found,
The
right?
document. That was what we said. Can we use a fate point?
Fate
Yeah,
that is indeed the purpose of the fate point. So yeah, this whole time Jen was like following you, and she kind of steps up. Yes, indeed. The names on those papers, well, some of them I recognize, but others, I would say only was there because it is within our records. I myself do not recognize these people that they are speaking of. Your Honor.
Not just that, a lot of other people are also missing. We found a theory board made by a detective that what we assume is a detective that went missing himself, and depicting a lot of other people that nobody can remember, however is related to others. G5. Why am I doing the middle stalking people? Anyway, um, so that is, and this creature, do we know that as soon as it eats, it grows heads? We don't know that,
We don't
right?
know that. Yeah, we don't know
You're
that.
just
Okay,
assuming
yeah.
that.
We can
And
assume. I mean, we can see
and
whatever
we,
we want.
yeah, and we found this creature during an excursion into the sewers, trying to find clues as to for another case that we were hoping to find clues on, but we stumbled into this 1,000 feet hole that was, 1,000 feet big and 1,000 feet down. Wait, was it? Yeah, it was 1,000 feet circular hole, and at the bottom we found this monster. As you can see, what you see are just its head. There's a larger body that is attached to it. The head can extend its range for an unknown amount of range. Um, and normal conventional method of uh, the attacks like melee, even magical damage can't really what do you say, damage it.
People gonna mutter for between them for a bit, just
And
discussing, trying to understand what you're
inside the
saying.
hole we also see runes. J5 can show the depiction of the runes that
I hand over my notes.
All right.
Yeah,
to the
that's just the runes that we recorded, right?
Yeah.
yeah. And these runes extend all over the hole, and we remember we don't remember. The point is we wrote down that we did this. However, we have no recollection of doing it. Of what was it? What was I saying? Hold on. I remember. This is not Ignis having ADHD. This is me. Sorry. Uh, uh, yeah. So the hole has all these runes that extend all the way up, and we suspect it might be because the seal was broken, therefore the creature appears.
Yes, I understand all this. Yes, very dangerous and everything, but I don't understand why is it necessary for us to mobilize the entire army. It is ridiculous. We could send someone like you yourselves could go in there and deal with the monster yourself. No?
As we said, conventional damage does not work. Some of our compatriots that nobody can remember, apparently we have more people. We lost 5 of us to this monster, and we cannot remember any parts of them.
You can see
And
people murmur a little bit. Five? I thought there's only 5 of them, right? There's 5 more? They're
they
all just talking to each other.
sacrificed themselves to protect the rest of us, even to the extent of going for improvised magic. Like I
Yo.
said, conventional spells does not work. Anything, at least the only thing that we know, a 9th level spell can possibly damage it, but we don't know if it will damage the main body.
They kind of again continue to discuss some more, and one of the people over there, this gnome with black hair, kind of like a little bit spiky, with wide brimmed glasses. Let's say that this whole thing is true. We don't have any way to mobilize the army to float on immediately anyways. I'd say we just close the city down and leave it be, don't you say? It's the logical thing to do.
Well, we know that this creature can fly. Well, it can extend its range and fly.
Can
Well,
it? I thought you said it was in the sewers.
it was. So imagine the main body is in the sewers 1,000 feet down, but its head can travel all the way up, and we don't know the range of it.
This is
We assume that it
preposterous.
stays there because there was still food around, aka people. But if food is dwindling, there is no way to say that it won't leave to find another place. And lo and behold, Kontecol is right next to Flatan. So, well, close to Flatan, with more people, denser people, more food for its hunting ground.
You hear them muttering it to each other again, trying to justify a way, like why should they, continue
We
mobilize the people again.
we are still finding the best possible way to deal with this. One way is to seal back all the runes and learn whatever spell that is needed to banish this creature back to wherever it came from. However, we need a lot of magical people to do that, since we don't even know what is the extent of this rune, what we need it for.
The guy looks at the kind of runes and everything, examining it. Go G5.
And also, as said by friend Ignis here, it has multiple heads. If we were to go down there to its lair, we need at least a group of people to make a distraction outside, so that the people that is going to complete the rune will meet less.
According to your description here, the runes itself is about 1,000 diameters across. That is ridiculous. Last time anything like that had been attempted must be during the war against the beast. And that requires thousands of spellcasters to work together to do something like that. And you're saying such a thing exists under the city of Lotant?
With all due respect, sir, we're talking about a disaster. These are, and we've encountered this. This is the second disaster that we've encountered, and this is way harder than the one that we encountered in Konohea.
The disaster, you say? You people gonna look at each other again and sit there in silence for a bit. Then, what do you suggest we do? You see one of the gnomes again stands, leans forward a little bit. You recognize this person as the head of enforcers, Marie Garnier. She leans forward. So what do you propose, Miss Ignis? Do we just bring people in there to die? Because it seems like there were enforcers there as well, and they could not maintain peace in the city.
Well, what they don't have is information. Like friend Ignis mentioned before, the creature makes us forget its victim. But since we have notes on it, we have information about it, we can better plan for its attacks. For example, around the city there are battlements with heavy weapons. Maybe we can use that to damage the creature. Lure it towards the wall, the city walls, and we can ambush them over there.
And when are you planning to do this? Because mobilizing people all the way there is impossible. And the one with the spiky hair again. Agreed, it's a little bit difficult to bring that many people all the way to Flotant instantly, especially since our...
Actually, it's not that hard. I transported 100 people or so via trees. Say if everybody is there, I can just open a portal.
And how frequently can you do this? We have soldiers all over the country, and you're saying you're able to bring all of them together at once.
Well, if everybody is in the same spot, I really only need to do it once.
Pah! It's a little bit difficult to do that with people all over this country now, isn't it? We have people in Maradu, Front du Fort, Floteau du Fort. There's a lot of people everywhere. It's a bit difficult. This is infeasible. I'd say I motion, if this whole thing is real, I motion for us to just lock down the city and be done with it. It is in the middle of the ocean after all.
It is still possible to do so. We just need to find a way. We can travel to Latin du Fort. We have several spots to get to there instantly within a day. It might take, logically, it might take maybe a week or so to get everybody there. However, I don't think a week is hard to cater for.
Indeed, a week is so much better than having to travel on foot all the way to Flotant. And we wouldn't want to lose one of our most proper city in the country. Marie Garnier gonna pipes up again. Right.
Yeah,
and then the tiefling gonna pipes up. What about our neighboring countries? What would they think if they know we are mobilizing this number of people? It's not gonna be a good look. Especially with the south at the brink of war, they might think we are rallying soldiers against them. You're all gonna kind of whisper together.
We tell them the truth.
And you
It's
think people will believe words? How cute. The tiefling gonna gestures at you. I'm telling you, this is a risky maneuver. If we do this, we might invite attacks from neighboring countries. I'm especially looking the south, but those so perverted the north, and also others like Dutois as well. Just saying, something that you need to keep that in mind.
Artyom nods and whispers to Agnes, "It is true, the neighbors cannot smell blood. If they do, they will mobilize as well."
Well, maybe we don't have to mobilize all the troops. Maybe just whatever that is necessary to contain the threat in Floton.
And one of the gnome kind of like a little bit timid. What? How many are you planning to mobilize then? This we have many people, but and how are you going to decide who you're going to choose? You can't cause panic to people just by inviting just anyone into this fold. Cause panic, because panic leads to pandemonium.
I think the most important ones at this stage in time, what we need are arcane users or really magic users of any kind to help us collect information, figure out the best way to deal with this disaster.
That's preposterous. Spellcasters are one of the what do you call valuable resources this country has. We can't just send them to war. It's like that against a disaster, or so you say.
Well, the alternative is to let a what do you call that thing where there's a parasite and like if you leave it be it will spread to your entire garden. Like sure, first it's just one tree, but you leave it be and it will grow until your whole garden's gone. At that point, what's the use of trying to wait for trying to keep up a city that's just gonna be doomed anyway?
It's true. We can't really. We have to do something about this. He kind of looks onto the other people on the table there. Yes, but this is something that we should not just decide overnight. We should wait, plan, investigate, send people to understand what the hell is going on in that city. Not something that we should just decide at a whim.
I agree. We should. However, we need help because just us is not enough.
A suggestion. We would like to send a scouting party. Perhaps we still need those diverse to increase the chances of this scouting party to be able to get in, get as much information as they can, and get out safe. Like this unit has said, we are going into its lair. It has multiple heads. It has an extensive reach. At least if we can reduce the threat that is in the lair for the scouting party, that might be encountering in the lair, the better we have. The better chances we have to get more useful information.
So you want people to go there and die, be a distraction, and according to you, be forgotten.
Well, that is not what this unit specifically said. Only be a distraction and just and don't actively engage the creature. Just make sure that they don't return to its lair, and don't get close enough to be eaten by the creature.
I could also suggest additional protection. Thankfully, our adventures have brought me to a level where I'm able to turn others within a range of area into armies of beasts that I can keep recasting as long as I have eyes on them.
Oh, bees. We're gonna
We
look at each
rest
other for...
assured that we will make sure that there will be as little casualty as possible. We do not like the sound of sacrificing people either.
The timid one. I think that's a good idea as well. We send people, we should be careful to not sacrifice people just like that. They are our citizens, after all. So, yeah. Again, this... So you're saying right now for us to send a small group of people, turn them into animals, and use them as a distraction? While we... do what exactly?
Perhaps we can go into the lair, get a better picture of the magic circle. Because as far as this unit can tell, from the notes that this unit has taken, there is a part of the circle that is broken. Maybe if we can mend that, and maybe we need less magical energy to channel in over to reactivate the circle.
The guy kinda looks at you and looks back at the plan. No, that can't be right. Something like this. The making this a circle itself is an endeavor, but then a huge number of people will be needed to activate such a thing. That's why something like this has never been repeated in times past. If they relied on dust more. Are you sure this is something you can do with only a small number of people? J5.
I don't think we can guarantee.
Yeah. Would
But
I know
right-
how many people, how many spellcasters would I need to do such a thing?
Like you said, like that kind of stuff, like your magic circles that you would have need would be like 5 foot, 10 foot at most.
Yeah, that is one guy, right?
Yeah.
So we did 1,000. So
I divide by
1,000 divided by 5. How many people?
200. 200.
200 spellcasters. I don't think we can we can get that, man. How about this? If we do we have then a counter proposal. Maybe the scouting party can bring in different weaponries. See which one will affect the creature. We don't have to go into the lair this time. Maybe we can just lure them out, fight the heads, maybe one by one. See if we can damage them with what weaponries we have.
Oh, gonna look
Determine
at
its
each other.
weakness.
Don't like this plan. It's a bit too assumption. You're gonna look at each other.
It
Shall
is
we-
explore. Yeah, sorry.
Shall we come to a decision then? Whether or not we should proceed with this?
I will say it will be exploratory since there is a lot of things that we have yet to know about this disaster.
We're all gonna look at each other for a bit. Very well. Maestro Tanator Dilfigon, what do you say? I would
Oh,
oppose
no.
this. The plans are ridiculous. It is impossible for us to perform properly and defeat this so-called monster in a short amount of time. I will say my decision on this is a no. Otto, what do you think about it? I think these people are very respectful of our civilians, and I think whatever plane they have, they will make sure that people are safe. So I think I will agree to them leading the mission. Yes. Very well. Sylvain Escoffier, what about you? Well, it seems like these people don't exactly know what they're doing. They're not even planning to bring all our resources into this. This is ridiculous. I'd say it is a no for me. Very well. And what about you, Atieno? Well, I think
How
this is...
many people? Oh,
It's 5 of them.
5. Oh no.
Atieno. Well, I was concerned about the people that is going from the neighbors that's going to be mad about this whole thing. But if their plan is to only utilize a small number of people, I think this may be a worthy effort. It will be a yes for me. Thank you very much, Atieno. Looks like it's a tie. And I will say it is a yes as well. This is a threat to national security, and it's something that should be dealt with immediately. With this, the Council decides that we will proceed with figuring out this problem and also finding a way to resolve this issue. Amazing Spicy 7, you are now given the opportunity to serve your country and to help us figure out a solution to this problem. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very much, Kano. The meeting's adjourned.
Oh my god, haven't been in court in years.
And you can see people are starting to filter out from the room. Some of the people who are watching the proceedings also is gonna work out talking about it. Some of them are like worried about a disaster in Flotot. Some of them are worried about the mobilizing the soldiers and everything. A bunch of conversation is going on right now. The 5 people on top are leaving their tables. Some of them, like the Thanator, is already leaving out. And also, what's his name? Sylvain is as well leaving out as well. But Marie, Otto, and so Atieno are gonna walk over to you guys. Well, everything rests in your hands now. We will provide everything we can, but if it's just us, I will say this is an impossible endeavor.
Thank you, madam, for the.
Yes. Good luck. Kind of nods a little bit.
But yeah, we have performed impossible feats before, and they do not come without some wacky plans.
Now, isn't that something we all know? Atieno, Ignis, and J5, right? And Kane, and I don't know the others, but pleasure to meet you all.
Dr. Asimov, pleasure to meet you too.
This is Artyom and Haley, and a guest member for now, Loka.
Hello.
We're not gonna actually take him into battles. We're just.
Marie gonna looks at you incredulously.
He doesn't know much. We found him with his parents gone. We just kind of trying to figure out what to do with him right now, but we'll figure it out. Maybe I'll resurrect his parents. We'll see. Okay, anyway.
I suggest you look towards finding an orphanage instead. It's very nice to meet you all. Unfortunately, it's a little bit late for this meeting. I'm going to head off first. Otto, Atieno, 2 of them nod at her and she starts walking off. So what is your next plan here? Because this is a little bit of a mess, so to speak.
Who's so speaking?
Atieno.
And he's the one that says yes?
Yes. All the yeses came to you, the no's left.
Right.
Essentially.
Yeah.
Cowards.
Well, the plan right now is really to just get more information.
We have 2 ways about doing. One is to kill the creature, and one would be banishing it back by sealing it with the magic seal. But since sealing it with the magic seal would be almost impossible to be done, we need a lot of spellcasters to do that. Then we have to find ways to damage it. In our notes, we have damaged it before. One of it was when one of our members casted a 9th level spell, which exposes a weakness.
A 9th level spell, that is certainly something. You're actually going to attempt that.
No, however, if we can replicate the damage of a 9th level spell using dust, maybe we can do the same thing, the same damage.
Now that is a clever idea. No wonder they call you the ass, because you are the shit. Well.
What? We make shit, sorry.
I
Sure.
will, unfortunately, will have to be heading off as well. And I think Otto, you have somewhere to be. Yes, I'll head off now. Thank you very much, everybody. Good luck. And I think another meeting would be due for us to talk about your strategies. For now, thank you for bringing up this attention to us. And thank you, Kano. Kind of slaps Kano in the back. Just doing my job, sir. Very well. At ease. Evening. And he walks off as well.
Oh,
That's
I
something.
oh my god.
Well, do we have our technology is good enough to create and damage the same kind of night level spell can?
Well, we know one thing that can do something like that. Even more than that. Fortunately, it's been illegal. And
Yeah.
people don't actually know how to do it. And the one that knows how to do it is dead.
Who?
Kunz.
Oh right. Yeah. Sorry.
Well, even if we were to do that, that would make the Floton city unlivable.
That is kind of our
That
last
would be
minute,
yeah,
last resort.
last resort.
We know that it works, though. We've tried it. Some small contrary reactions.
So at least we have that to fall back with. Now, I'm hungry. Let's get something to eat.
Oh, yeah,
Well,
we ordered takeaway.
we already have takeaways.
Oh, perfect. Come on, let's go back to the office then. Esgref, can you like order the usual for me as well? And we'll meet you back in the office. Yes, of course. Yes? And she walks off alone. Now come, you guys must. I want to say you guys must be tired from traveling far, but you guys are just teleporting all over the place, so forget about that. How
I
you guys been?
mean, it's pretty tiring. Sex level is no joke.
Congratulations, my daughter. You have done well. Pat, pat,
Thank
pat.
you. I appreciate the recognition of efforts. And I look at my all they do
Who do
is
you
just
look
say,
at?
"Man, you don't do anything." Jeez.
Did you say you look at the party?
Yeah.
Ignis, I'm offended.
Are you expecting everyone to give you thanks every time you do something?
Yes, you know, I'm kidding.
Everybody's doing something. I don't get thanks.
I know. It's a joke. I'm just saying, I brought you guys back from death multiple times. And all I hear is, Ignis, your berry's too spicy. When I feed you when you don't have food, everybody complains.
So,
Anyway.
you guys start walking towards towards the office again? Yeah?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Let's go to the
Or how is Loka doing? Is he tired?
Loka is kind of like scrubbing his eyes a little bit, kind of waving side to side as he's walking, following you guys.
Want me to piggyback him? Give him a piggyback.
He gonna like puts his hands up to be picked up. Gets picked up,
Yeah.
puts on his back, and then lies on, like puts on your shoulder. It sits on your shoulder, leans on your head, immediately falls asleep.
Oh, he's so precious. Like I swear, I really can't. I mean, I can't resurrect. I can reincarnate them. I can bring Gavanna and do it. It's much better than what I can do. I no, I'm attached. He's so
What's
cute.
the time frame for the revive spell?
10 days.
10 days. So
So and it's only been like a day. Like we
yeah,
could
that 2 days.
literally
I
just
mean, if
go
you
back.
have a long rest now, it would be 2.
Yeah, but still, like it's not that hard to go back.
Oh, if we were to revive them, they are adventurous, right?
Yeah.
The dad
Oh.
is.
Yeah, at least one of them are. So maybe has levels. Yes, can help us.
Maybe.
And ask Loka.
Yeah, but do you want to spend the diamonds? I mean, even if you ask Luca, he will not know much, right?
How many diamonds or how much worth of diamonds did we find in the house before that? Like in
We
the very house they were in?
found about 200,
And we need
almost
how much to
200.
revive them?
500
Five.
each, I think. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and I have
And we were
4,000. So
Oh, you have a lot, damn.
you have
yeah,
4,000 in
I
diamonds
was
alone?
able to resurrection.
But here's the
Yeah,
thing: diamonds in this universe are hard to get.
That's true. Most of it were used up by during the Age of Arcanum, so diamonds
yeah.
are actually rare here.
So what I can do is ask Gilvana to do one, and I could reincarnate the other. If you know,
I mean,
if
would
you
Loka accept that though? Hey, mom, why do you're not
honest,
my mom?
Mom's a tiefling now.
it's I mean it's a fun, like I'm pretty sure he'll be fine compared to not having a mom at all. But again, we should ask somebody. I don't know, Bread. I said
What? Why can't Gilvana revive both? If we
no.
have,
I mean about them, as in if we want to revive one of them, could ask Red about it.
oh yeah, because she
Yeah,
was in his party. Yeah, yeah, that's
yeah.
right, that's right, that's right. That's right. Well, all right, that's a start at least. Send her a message.
Yeah. Mm, are we at Kano's house now?
Yeah. After a while, you guys continue walking and finally arrive at a
A house, sorry.
Kano's office,
Yeah.
basically. Isgriff returns with extra boxes of food, and you see Clone. When you entered the room, Clone Isgriff were like, "As you were, oh, you're back." And you see as Kano and the rest walks in. Yes, apparently they skipped my office. Emily went to the town hall, so thanks for waiting. And he continues into the meeting room where there's a long
We
table.
messaged Fenton and he said to come here, so we did.
Ah, very well. So you guys continue into the meeting room, have the food spread out onto the table, and Kano invites both Isgriffs on the table as well to have dinner together, essentially.
A casual reminder to a casual observer: eclipses are who?
Isgriff
Yeah.
is Kano's assistant, and she has
Okay.
a simulacrum that is
Gotcha.
called
Okay, okay.
Isgriff as well.
Artyom is smart enough to know one of them.
Yeah, one of them would be kind of like you can kind of see that it's a simulacrum, not a real person.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys sit down in the area, and then what do what do you guys do when eating?
Ah, sigh. Tired. I did not. Oh, Jen is here too, right?
Oh shit! Yeah, I forgot about that.
We have Jen, Haley, Loka. I guess we're putting him in on the couch. Just
Yeah,
put a blanket over him a little bit.
yeah, he'll be sleeping on the side.
Aww, he's so cute.
Oh, lucky I joined you guys. Oh, sorry, wrong voice. Lucky I joined you guys, huh? It'll be a
Yeah,
little bit awkward when they want to witnesses and then I'm not either.
good thing we didn't forget you by any means.
Indeed. By the way, Kung Pao chicken, really good. I didn't
I
even tried
know.
this.
It's much better if it's spicier.
Yeah, I do feel it's lacking a little bit of spice.
Mm. Here, I'll put some berry. And it's just chili. Just put it. Just crush it in.
Ah,
It's
okay, thank
much
you.
better.
Kano kind of like coughs. So, what do you plan to do now? You have the council's backing, but it's going to take several days to mobilize soldiers and bring them towards Flotant. And I'm sure they're gonna bring people from all forward fortresses that is at the edge of the country.
Why would they bring them and not local militia?
Local militias are there, but these guys are more trained to be policemen, to maintain the law. The ones at the border, those are ones trained to fight, thus being at the border.
Wouldn't leaving borders without a garrison result in a possible takeover?
Exactly why Atieno just now was very, very worried about it. But if you're, but according to you, if we only need spellcasters and only a small amount, maybe we can figure something out.
It is definitely better than handing your country over to someone else.
True. It's fair that they're worried about this. And also thank you for coming for the time when you did. I was a little bit stumped by then.
Yeah.
It's understandable. They were dogpiling on you.
I still don't know. Like somebody is somehow taking the side of this monster because they were trying to erase any proof that was there.
Let's do this one step at a time. Kill the monster, and then we figure what the hell's going on.
Oh, kill the monster. Okay, well, what do we know? Okay, the only time Kane was able to damage it, or any of us was really, is when we were inside its stomach, really. Inside its mouth. Inside it.
Okay, this is something I think I need to clarify. You stabbed it.
Yeah.
Not necessarily mean you damaged it.
Because
it's like having a tickle in your throat.
But King rolled damage.
That's true. I did ask him to roll damage, but that one no. I guess
that's why I assumed.
I was just seeing if he rolled 100 damage at one time.
Okay, but when the stump is exposed, we did
that one
damage.
Actually yes. That one actually yes.
Okay.
Just
and also when they were stuck in the contra reaction, that one dealt damage as well, right?
That one yes. That one dealt damage as well. Yes.
Okay.
Just
it was very adamant.
Yeah,
so it was very adamant in getting out of there, actually.
Okay, so we know that when weakness is exposed, we can deal damage using our conventional.
But to expose a weakness is gonna be hard, since you said it doesn't even get affected by stabs.
Well, however, this unit has this blueprint in mind. I rolled up my V12 rocket.
Well, you haven't created it. You've completed it. But this is the plans, basically.
The plans that I was creating it. So
Kano gonna stand up, look at the whole plan.
It is supposed to be helping us reach 10,000 feet above the skies. But if we fill the passenger cabin with explosive dust, maybe it would be strong enough to damage to expose a weak creature. And if we have several of these things, we can make use of the windows of opportunity that we have.
I thought you were a pacifist. This is a really big arrow.
Well, this against creatures that will wipe out humanity.
No. I'm not saying it's a bad idea or anything. I mean, it's a bad idea, but like,
I think it is.
It's useful for our current situation right now.
My only concern is that the sewers are like, what happens if we blow up underground? Wouldn't the top part fall out?
That is entirely possible, yes. And if they're underground, something like this can actually fit in a sewer now, can it? This is like, what is this? 30 feet across in diameter?
That is true, but however, it is designed to be reach up 10,000 feet. We only need 1,000 feet range. So we can, shave off some of the.
But that means you're saying that we have to build it inside the sewer.
Yes, that is true. That is the limitation.
But it is a good option. If it ever decides to come out, we can use this.
But however, what's her name again? The one that can do gate. What's her name again?
Julia.
Julia, huh? Why don't we try enlist friend Julia, if we can prepare these these weapons somewhere else and open up a gate, and we can shoot the rockets through the gate.
Sorry, who's Julia?
It is one of our acquaintances that we met back in the unending storm.
A powerful spellcaster.
She can
Yes.
do a ninth
Yeah.
level spell.
She's able
Wait,
to open
was
the gate.
Gabe ninth or eighth?
Gabe
Ninth,
is
right?
Ninth, yeah.
Yeah.
Ninth.
Well, if they're powerful enough, I guess that's an option.
So that's really one person.
Well, I know a
Mhm.
couple of maestros. They're not exactly spellcasters, but well, they are fighters, so maybe that can be of help to you.
Yes,
The only spellcaster I know is Vanessa, and as you guys know, she's not really keen on the fighting bit.
well, however,
But
once we
maybe
expose the weakness, we need to damage it quickly before it can regenerate.
it
We
regenerates
do
pretty
need
fast.
powerful fighters as well, ones that can deal damage in a short amount of time.
All right, I'll call my old gang and see if they're interested.
Oh, gang! Oh, you have friends?
Wait,
You-
what kind of question is that?
You remember I used to be a mercenary, right?
Yeah, but I don't know. I thought you were like the solo kind. You never told about your friends.
A little bit to guard royalty all by yourself, so yes, I had friends.
Ah, oh my god, that's so
Think you
cool.
overestimate my ability, Ignis.
Well, no, it was more like that you were more of a loner, rather than having friends. Oh my god, my dad's friends. This is so exciting.
And what about you, Artyom? You have anyone you can bring in?
Let me think. Dungeon Master, do you have anyone I can bring in?
I think everyone that is close to you was killed during the explosion now, wasn't it?
Ouch.
And everyone else is like not on
Yeah,
on that
not
level.
not on that level, yeah. Everyone that is on that level was in that explosion. I think at least, unless I'm missing something from your backstory.
No, I think you are.
Yeah.
Tim sits there smoking a cigarette for a while, trying to think of anyone that can come and help. And after a while, he shakes his head and says, "The only bridges that were not yet burnt are not worth burning, unfortunately."
Well,
Worst comes to worst, we can always try asking children for help.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
you guys
or-
are working with the children, right? Why
but
don't
they
you
are
Oh,
but
the cult, not
considered.
actual children. Alright.
No, it's a Empire Children.
Yeah, Children of the 12. It's not a cult. It's a
Oh,
very
right.
well-known group of people, like us. They are like us, but more famous, I guess.
More well known, yeah. We're kind of new money. They're like old money. Well, I don't know if they would be open to it, mainly unless we say that it might lead to another arc in which we need to do another deal with them. Certainly possible, because else it would be like affairs of another country or something.
Yes, that is true. We will be bringing people from the Empire to con.
That's
That would,
true. You should talk to Ateno about that. He's the head of foreign affairs. He should know if you're going to invite the children.
yes. That is why this unit says it would be maybe a best option, especially in the latest information we got about them.
Well,
Does not sit well with this unit.
yeah. Oh, can we show it to them? Look at Artyom, the dossier.
You trust these people enough?
He's mine. dad?
I wasn't asking, I was confirming.
Yeah, he's my dad.
I know. I
What?
think you'll pardon me if I say I have reservations about showing you to just about anyone.
That is true. Like, you shouldn't show it to my mom, but my dad is okay.
Fair enough.
I'm sorry.
It is something I haven't shown to too many people as he starts rummaging through his pack.
This is how we kind of knew something wrong. Something went wrong. Because there are things that are in here that doesn't make sense with our own memory.
And you put the dossier on the table. Kano gives it a quick pass. Ashburn?
Yeah, apparently she was my mentor, but when we met again, she did look like she knew me, like she was calling for me, but I never met her. I just assume it's because she knows who I am.
No, you were trained by your aunt, remember?
What do you mean? She's my aunt? Wait, on whose side? Is she your sister?
Your mother's sister.
My mother has a sister? Wait,
Yes. Well, it's not a well-known thing. I only know because, I married your mom. But, yes. Your mom had a sister.
wait, but what? But I didn't. Did I know about this in my own world? That
No, you don't.
so. Uh, uh,
Yeah,
family? She sucks! I mean, it makes sense. She has like
well,
this
she's
personality.
technically been disowned by the, family. She's no longer the family because she's, very, how do I say, resistant to her. Well, how do I say this?
Her?
She
Magic?
wanted the position, but she's not good
Qualified?
enough.
Ah.
Instead, the position falls onto your mother. Despite not being the one to want this whole thing, she's a bit more of a wild card at first.
My mom?
Yes, I guess you've never seen her when she was younger, but yes, she's a little bit more of a lot more like you, I suppose. Doesn't like play by the
Me?
rule, like, travel and everything, just do crazy shit.
Ooh.
But, she has responsibility. She's at first a bit resilient, but then she believes that, it's something that she should do for her people. She might not like it, but it's something that she has to do. It's her responsibility. So she abandoned everything that she wanted and then stopped complaining and did it, so to speak.
Ignis is dumbfounded. What?
Yeah, sorry we never told you about this. People don't like talking about her in Kailapa in general. So yeah.
I mean, but she had an out, kind of. Somebody wanted it. It sounds like we're just kind of repeating history. Like with me and Fear.
Never thought of it. But yeah, she did something. She did something. I'm not quite sure what. I'm not from Kahilani, so I don't know the details. But Then she was kicked out of the family, disowned, and your mother's next on the throne.
But but then how was I trained by her?
It was when you were very, very young. You didn't remember?
No, I don't even remember. I met her, but she didn't look like she knew me like family way. She's with the children now.
Is she the newest member of the children? Oh. Oh.
Why? What's wrong with that? How did she train me? Hold on. You were there?
Yes. Well, Yes, I was there for a bit. Like something happened, and she was kicked out. I wasn't there during that time, and nobody wants to talk about it.
Oh, more mysteries. Well, message her later, maybe. Anyway, we were talking about the disaster. Um, where were we again? Oh, the dossier because of the empire. Yeah.
Right.
Um.
This is. Don't recognize any of these people as well.
Exactly.
You wouldn't, according to our notes. They have all died to the monster.
Shame. Closes the book.
So yeah, apparently we were part of their experiment or something.
Experiment of what?
I don't know. They call us Team 12.
Does that mean there have
There's
been other themes?
yeah, like apparently Dew was in Team 23. I I have no idea. So not too big on Empire right now. There's another
Right.
group, but they're pretty busy with their own war, unfortunately. I mean,
Everybody's in
Ash.
a war somewhere nowadays.
I know, like, geez, can everybody just chill? Like, damn. It's a bit hard. That's why, like, we could probably just turn to people who are in this continent.
Well, I don't know
Maybe,
many much people from this continent, mostly from Kontecol. But yeah.
I mean, I, it's a disaster. We could ask, Red, maybe?
Who's
Well,
red?
no, Red's with, um, Ektan and Predator.
And for the tear, you've been there?
Yeah,
Oh, right.
we. Oh, I almost said it again. Yeah, we did some favor for one of the fallen noble theirs, and like we just kind of established some connections. We have people almost all over the place, except for except for All Home, Swifle. Well, not Swifle. We have the children there. Except for All Home and Shimon, I guess that's the only places we don't really know anybody.
Or everybody you know there is dead.
No, well, we have Cho and Shimon,
Oh yeah.
but
He's one
he's
person.
retired. Yeah.
So honestly, what now?
And
Are you going to meet these people tomorrow, or are you going back to Flotant? What are you doing next? And what do you need me to do next?
Uh-huh. So maybe we decide how many people we need as of now. Um, how many fighters? Because I guess the next point is to go into that. We could. Oh my god! Oh my god! Gilvana! We need to get Gilvana. Oh, I forgot. She's here.
Okay, and
Um. That's well. Okay. Sorry. I got distracted. I uh. That's so hard. Really, it's just figuring out how to damage it for now, since like apparently it's impossible to get many spellcasters all at once, but we still need some to figure out the runes, right?
yes,
I cannot know how many people we need until we know what caliber of people they are.
that is true too. More powerful spellcasters can do a lot more than me.
If they send us with a unit of 30 poor fucking infantry, then we're gone. But a few powerful sorcerers or wizards or druids,
Oh yeah.
it's a completely
So
different game.
we have to support the Moro brothers, and if we ask Ivana, I think she would join. She's at least level 10, 11,
Maybe 11 now.
maybe 11 now. So that's at
How would
least 5th
she
level
benefit?
spell. What?
How would she help in that regard?
She's a cleric.
Oh. Didn't look like a cleric. Alright.
What do you mean? What does she look like?
If I
Excuse
had
me?
to shoehorn her into... Wait, no, you're talking about Gilvana.
Yeah.
Names. Too many names are being thrown at me.
What were you thinking about?
Something else. Completely different thing.
Right.
I haven't met Gilvana, I've just heard the name.
Well, you should. If you walk down south and you see a crazy lady feeding the basilisk, that's the one.
Can you elaborate on that?
I think it's easier if you see for yourself. We could go meet her tomorrow.
Well, first we should probably find an orphanage to leave our little friends.
We can always ask what's his name? Lineage. Yeah.
We could resurrect his parents. One of them, maybe.
We could, but surely you would not take him around with us. There is no point in that.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that is
Additionally, we suggest we leave him with friend Lineage while we handle the threat in Flotown.
Yeah, that would work.
Sure.
I mean, Lineage could even stay in our manor for now. It's almost done.
Is it completed yet? No?
Almost?
Almost.
How is almost?
Basically they're doing the roofing right now. But yeah, the manor is almost done.
Oh my god!
Okay. Okay. Just so everybody knows, this unit will need perhaps if this unit can get help university, this unit will need at least one more day to complete the blueprint for
the what?
Blueprint for the rocket.
Ah, okay.
Oh, you could ask for help to complete that.
Yes.
We have access to like maestros and people.
Yep. So if I'm reading the creation 2.0, right? So if I have proficient this skill, it will add 0.5, expertise at 0.5. So that would be 1, right?
Yeah. So you double the speed of the common people.
And if I have at least 5 people, because I can get up to my intelligence modifier, which is 5. I can add another one that is +3 to. So that is 3 hours per 1 hour. 3
hours of work
per 1 hour of work. Yeah. So they will cut down to 33 hours of work instead of 100 hours, right?
Yeah. But
So
maximum
that is,
people can work for is 8 hours straight.
Yeah.
Then they have to rest.
so let's say 8 times 3. So at least 2 days to complete.
Did J5 ever reveal what he's making exactly? Like,
Yeah, the
the
rocket
rocket?
is
Can I
literally a
show this?
rocket.
How do I show it to?
I don't think you can, but let me.
Is there show players?
It's in the quest log. Can I rename the thing?
Yeah.
I'm gonna
All
Yeah.
public
Slug.
observer save changes. There's no show players button. That's weird. Oh, there. There you go. Invisible to all users.
Oh.
It's
I just see a hooded man and a
Three-stage
three-stage
rocket.
rocket.
Yeah.
I think that's all you need, really.
where is it? Edit. Configure permission. Limited. No, observer. There you go.
So if I
How
were
do I
to,
open it back up again?
so if I were to continue working on it, what kind of skills would I use?
It'll still be intelligence tinkering for calculator, right?
Tinkering. But I don't have expect. But I do have previous research on it.
Yeah.
Still a +3. Hey, is it a +3? Question, guys. Yeah, it's a +3 because previous research is +1.
There you go.
Oh,
Yeah, sorry.
I still don't see the thing. I don't know what it is.
Let me just re-show it to you again.
Cute.
Show it's in as helpers vehicles.
Oh, okay.
So basically, it's a rocket.
That's essentially it. It's
Originally planned to be used to carry people like us up to 10,000 feet in elevation.
Okay.
Okay, but we can repurpose it, fill the cabin with explosive or something. Namely fire dust or a more potent version of it.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay, shoot it at the creature, it exploded.
Mhm.
I mean the thing itself is huge, right? It's huge, right?
yeah,
you need
the
to-
dimension's 20 by 20 by 50, so
Yeah.
20 foot by 20 foot by 50 foot high.
How do we transport that?
You're
Yeah,
not gonna
that is
be
what
able to.
that's why I say we can we can craft it here or somewhere else, and then we open up a gate, shoot it through the gate.
Yes.
Well, we can always do that. Man.
What?
Yes.
What gate? Hold on. Like the spell gate?
Yeah, the
Julia
spell
open the gate. Open the gate. Julia has to be with us on that location. She opens a gate. The gate will be open. We shoot the rocket through the gate.
And then everybody charges.
Yeah, and since the weakness is exposed, just focus on the weakened part.
When you cast a spell, you can speak the name of a specific creature.
That's one of the
But how-
function. That's one of the function.
Yeah, you can point the direction as well.
Assuming that the creature is there.
I mean, we are going to go to its lair. Oh, she does not have to be there. Name of a specific creature. You can, any of us, open up a gate near us.
Oh, so you guys go there first, and then
Yeah, you guys go there. Message Julia, open the gate now. Then Julia said, "Hey, to your left."
on your left.
On your left.
That's literally just infinity. Infinity or endgame, right?
That is essentially what Doctor Strange did. It was Doctor Strange, right? No, it was Stephen Strange. Doctor Strange. It is Doctor Strange.
The
Yeah,
same,
it's the same man.
the same people.
No, I was like confused. What was his superhero name? I'm like completely. It is Doctor Strange. Just feels weird
Mr.
calling a
Doctor.
superhero Doctor. Oh, we're just
It's
made out.
Mr. Doctor.
It's strange. Who judged?
Yeah, his name is Strange.
Who am I to judge? So anyway, all right, that sounds like a plan. I like that plan. How do we survive the explosion?
Don't sit too near the thing.
Don't get hit.
Roll good decks. Gotcha.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah,
no,
that is essential. That is something you can do. Because constructing the thing is going to be a
Yeah, it's
feat
going
in
to take.
itself. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to take time, and we're going to amass it, right? So it's
Yeah.
going to take time.
Yeah.
You can do it. Yeah.
So what? So your plan is to amass an army in Kontecol,
And
and
we go
then
there as a
in the meantime, you and like the crafters of Kontecol gonna
creating the
work
things.
on
Yeah.
the thing, and then you are going to teleport to the Hydra, and
Yeah.
then ask Julia to open a gate, and then and then shoot the rocket through the gate, which causes it to explode, and then everybody rush in and beat up on that weakness spot. Is that what you're
Yep.
saying?
Yep.
Yes.
Is this
Let's
gonna work?
go. I
I
don't
mean,
know. It
yeah,
sounds good.
I'm scared of like casualties.
All right.
at least, I mean, if we are able, we create 2 or 3 of the thing. At least, if one fails, we have backup.
It's gonna be a while to create one.
Yeah, I know.
we have resources to create 3 of them.
I'll just Google how long does it take to create Falcon 9.
I mean, we don't have to build the thing to its original size, right? I mean, if we can, if you want one big explosion, or we
Oh
can,
no.
make it smaller to make 3 smaller explosions.
4269 to manufacture. I'll say it a bit faster because you have fabricate and shit. So
Boys, you
but
should
so-
Google how to make explosive at home.
yeah.
At home. Goddamn.
Oh yeah, it's a good thing we don't have FBI or anything monitoring us.
No.
So.
So to those who were watching, home is not our home. The planet home.
You don't have FBI at your home. Lowercase h,
All right. Okay.
I
So
think.
Kano, kind of upon hearing your plan, he's going to just laugh and say, "It's ridiculous, but it might actually
Right.
fucking work. It's stupid, but I'll pull some strings at the academy if you need some help in terms of funding. Well, that's a bit of a trouble. Don't your children gonna help you with funding and stuff? Maybe you can.
It's more like if we trade artifacts in the arc.
Do you have any artifacts to give them then?
None that we want to part with.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. How much money do you guys got? I got some.
3,000? I don't have a lot.
Well, this unit have 7,000 gold to spend.
7,000 G5. Oh my god.
Then I think I can contribute another 10.
1,000? What have I been doing with my money? Oh right, diamonds.
Can we convert money to diamonds?
Ah.
Diamonds. No, we can't, right?
Okay, this could work. 20,000. Is that enough, J5?
Would it be enough? Oh, I don't know.
We are halfway there.
I mean,
Oh my
because
god.
I need 100 to complete the
Oh.
blueprint, but I don't know how much the cost to construct it, right? Do I know?
You're
Can I
halfway
see it?
there. It's gonna be about 40 to 50,000 depending on how good you roll.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
You're creating a
Oh.
legendary magic item, quote
Yeah,
unquote.
legendary magic.
Essentially. Yeah.
Well, maybe we
Well,
can go to
I
the
like
council
to
and
my-
ask for funding. But if we were to ask for children, they might want.
You gotta remember,
Not
you're
okay.
also expecting people to help you to make this for free if you're not putting in the cost of that as well.
We could ask the council to help fund. Although we might have to put in the angle of like they can keep the blueprints for for war. That doesn't feel
Yeah,
right.
that is why this unit is reluctant to ask help funding from the children. Want this
Well,
unit?
anybody
It will be
government
like we're
really wants
selling
to know.
weapons to the enemy, to other countries.
Yeah.
Well, you can maybe deal with your own government, Kontecol, if you don't mind giving the rocket blueprint to them.
Well, since we're going to live here, we have a manor here.
Exactly.
Be okay.
So you could sell it, or not sell it. Maybe like you can ask for
Yeah,
funding, and most probably they will ask.
hand it over to them.
Yeah, especially those Thanator, is the headmaster of the Dust Academy, and something like this might even get you an honorary maestro license. Who knows?
No, that'd be nice.
Woo!
That would be
Honorary
nice.
Maestro J5. That's
Let's
great.
go. I can finally get that blue rose.
Well, yeah. This is a plan. I'm gonna sleep. I'm gonna sleep on it and then figure out if this is a good idea. You guys figure out how you're gonna do this.
A good long rest would be nice. Perhaps we should meet friend Lineage now and little local opportunity.
Yeah. Uh, yeah.
And friend Lineage, you still need to contact
Yeah, I need to
Red.
contact a lot of people.
All right.
Ignis has just been like writing down messages that she's gonna read.
This whole time.
Yeah.
And
Alright.
this unit thing, it is late to be friend.
All right. I'll send some letters around, and then get back to my wife and kids. It's late, so
I
I'll
mean,
see you
it's
guys
like
tomorrow.
it's like 9.
Exactly. I usually go back at 5, so
Oh.
yeah. I'll head off first. Miss Griff, close up after everything. See you guys tomorrow. Agnes, you sure you don't wanna say hi to Revi and your and the others?
Say hi for me.
All right. Good night, everybody. He walks up, leaving you guys alone in there. Esgref is cleaning up the room, picking up all the plates, and the clone is washing it, and then leaving you to your own devices. What do you guys do?
What do?
I'm gonna send some messages. There's quite a few. So if anybody wants to do anything.
Now?
Well,
You
we
send a
have to-
message now at 10 p.m.?
It's only 10, right? Oh, no?
Sorry, 8. Sorry, not 10. 8.
See, it's
Easy.
only 8 p.m. That's like only after dinner. I'm sending messages to mostly young people.
Alright,
I mean, unless
alright.
transcontinental, in which case it's
Since
later.
between-
There's no time zones here.
yeah,
Oh,
The Earth is flat.
There's a
home is
flat.
flat. Home is flat.
Home is flat.
Since we're in a
Nonsense.
safe city, right? We can actually split off and do what.
Do what?
I mean, we can move around the city on our own, right? We don't have to.
Yeah, you don't have to stick together and everything. Just let me know
Yeah.
what you guys want to do.
I
How
wanna
long
go
are
find
you
and
gonna?
try and find Remy and invite
to
him
do that.
to join in the research.
Alright,
Should we
yeah,
get
sure.
rid of the child first before we invite Remy?
Now?
Yeah, I mean,
Are
like,
we
what do you
gonna-
want to do right now? Not during the time skip of you go meet people and everything. Because I guess we're gonna do it like that. Yeah.
Priority get rid of the child. I don't want to have a child around when a fireball goes off.
No, the child will
Alright.
be with Laneige.
Okay.
Yes.
So you go
That's
over towards the
yeah.
child to pick him up, and
Mm.
that's when you notice the child's been crying this whole time. Like you can see, kind of like he's sobbing a little bit.
Oh,
Did he hear about us
Is
visiting
it-
his parents?
J5, you are soft spoken.
is he crying in his sleep or is he awake?
You can see that he's definitely asleep right now.
I think he's just having a bad dream. I'm gonna well, am I strong enough to pick him up? I have like 10. I should be.
you should be able to.
I'm gonna just hug him and whisper like you're okay. It's just a dream.
sobbing a little bit.
Nothing can hurt you here while you're still with us.
You can see he's holding you tighter. Mom and Dad are dead, aren't they?
Not for long, hopefully. I'll figure it out, Luca.
And the body relaxes and continues sleeping.
This child is varying degrees of smart and stupid at the same time.
No, those kids. They
He
have
was
the.
he was living with the bodies of his parents for a day, saying they're sleeping, but then he also knows that they are not. It's a very advanced 4-year-old.
Grief does a lot to you. Traumatic events really makes you grow up really fast.
I suppose so.
Let's bring him to a comfy bed in Laneige. No, I was about to say Laneage's bookshop, which it kind of is. It's 50-50, but it's a Celestial bookstore. Let's go. I don't want anyone to.
Everyone suddenly
excuse
just
me.
appear in the
Oh,
chat.
no,
How
no,
dare you?
Wait,
Oh,
no,
what's her
no,
username?
no, she's
Fang something
not.
just really appear in the chat.
She's not in the chat. Okay, don't.
Actually, if you look at the chat right now, you'll see that she's not there.
Alright, so you guys start making your way towards Lineage's place. Lineage's the Celestial snowflake.
Let's just snowflake. There you go.
Yeah.
Not his place.
Knock on the door. Lineage kind of walks over to you. Surprised that you guys are there. Invites you guys come in for you guys to get some rest for the day. So as you guys kind of like try to get some shut eye for the night, that is where we're gonna stop here for now. We're gonna take a break.
Messages.
Gonna take a break, and then we'll resume after the break with all your messages. Okay?
Okay.
All right. We'll see you guys in about 15 minutes, maybe longer. We'll see. See ya. Hello, everyone, and we're back. So, you guys arrive at Laneage's home / the Celestial Snowflake. Not really late at night. It's gonna be around 8:30. No, it won't be 8. You guys ate a little bit, so it'll be around 9 or so when you guys arrive. And Jen, Haley, Kane, and all the others kind of like follow you guys as well, arriving at this place. So why are we heading to a bookstore?
It's one of our base. This is another member's bookstore.
Oh.
And she's kind of kind of on one of those learning vacation. Yeah.
Plus, it's really good to have friends in all places.
Understood. You guys go inside, and Laneige greets you guys. Hey guys, welcome back. She kind of looks around a little bit. So Lucy's still not back.
Sorry.
It's fine. Well, come up. Who are these people?
Can we put Loka in bed? He's
oh, yeah. Come. I didn't know you have a kid in this.
We pick. Well, not mine. Obviously, he's a half elf. I am hot fire. So
Sure. Kind of like pulls out kind of like the on the bed. You can see a pair of kittens. He gonna lift them up, and then
I'll let him cuddle with the kitties.
You sure?
And
all right.
I'll just quickly cast speak with animals. Hey kitties, please make Loka feel at home.
It's the fire woman. What you want, woman?
It's okay, just sleep with the kid. He just cuddle.
Why should we do that? Think you got something for us?
Yeah.
Some encouragement.
You want encouragement?
Yeah.
I got some berries.
Yeah. How
Ugh.
about some fish, dog? Fish. Got any of that?
I can make it taste like fish.
Good enough.
Yeah.
Good shit.
Good shit.
Yeah, he's gonna cuddle over the kid.
Ah,
Alright, I'm gonna sleep now. Gonna just cuddles near the kid's neck.
Snowy. Snowy. Oh my god. Okay. I'll pat on the kid and the kitties, and I'll just go back to the to the uh to the group.
So, how's everything? Everything's good?
No.
Yeah, I thought so. There was a lot of civilians just suddenly pouring out from your manor outside.
Yeah, we had to evacuate the entire city because of a disaster. Like the disaster.
Oh crap. Okay, so
We
everything's
got
great, no?
no, we're currently trying to figure out how to deal with it. We got meetings with the council, I guess tomorrow. Not entirely sure when, but we're figuring it out.
Okay, alright.
It's the worst things because this one, if it eats you, everybody forgets about you like you never even existed.
Well, that's something.
Yeah. So good to see you, Lineage. I'm gonna go and message some people.
Alright, I'll make you guys had dinner yet?
Yeah, we eat the Chinese place.
Oh, um, coffee then?
I like some tea. Tea's
Okay.
great.
Coffee for
Coffee
everyone
sounds
else?
good.
Coffee. J5 don't drink. Kane? Tea. Alright, good. Go over and makes everybody drinks. While Ignis, what are you doing?
Okay. So the first person is Julia. So I'm
Julia.
gonna cast a message to Julia
Uh-huh.
and say, "Hey Julia, what you doing now? Interested to help us figure out to fight a disaster? Meet us in Kontecol?"
Who? Ignis? It's, it's really late, you know. Uh,
9 p.m.
sorry, what's this about a disaster? This, this sounds too much, if you ask me. Oh, what are you planning to do?
Of course, okay. Another one.
I said some things are best talked face to
Yeah,
face.
yeah, I think so too. That's why I that was the interim, and like the next one is then. We'd like to talk a bit more with you to mind telling us where you are so we can get to there.
I'm currently at Libertaire. We're working on setting up our base here. Why don't you come over? That sounds like a good time to catch up. You can teleport, right?
We'll figure it out. Okay. I'll reply to her tomorrow.
All right.
We're also try to find map where's Libertaire in reference to Kontecol. Hold
Yep.
on.
Sure.
City.
And no, this is not. This is not the
Yeah,
right map.
But
This is
Libertaire's the
Courdecon. Activate.
Libertaire's another country. Shit.
I don't
Right. Yeah. Oh, you don't have a token.
have any
Damn it.
vision. I'm not Wanda right now.
Configure. Vision, 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 vision,
Give me my vision.
vision. Where is it? Where is the vision button? Lighting? Lighting. Token vision not
Vision.
required. There you go.
Vision.
Yeah.
Don't you know Vision's dead?
Spoilers.
It's
Seriously,
all the
what the
way
fuck?
for war. It's Infinity War all the way
Well,
back.
I haven't seen it. It's new to me. Okay? No, I'm kidding. I've seen it.
So
It's
Libertors
all the
up
way up there.
here,
Oh my god.
and down here is Kontecol. It's actually one of the larger countries, huh? Did not realize that.
It's pretty small. What do you mean?
One of the larger countries in Atileru. There's a lot of smaller
Oh,
countries in Atileru.
Courdecon, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Shit. I hope Vanessa knows how to get there, because I don't have a tree there, obviously. You know, one of us should really learn teleport, that's all I'm saying. Uh,
Maybe you should get your wizard friend back. Places
I
cups in front of you. How is Ash, anyways?
fighting a war.
The usual.
Yeah. I could ask him. I just feel bad doing that to Rex, I guess. I mean, ultimately it's his choice, but boy, do I know how to tug on that heartstring. You know, kidding.
So,
Well, the next one, I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna send a message to Red.
Red.
Red, the drunk wizard sorcerer. I don't know. The drunk spellcaster. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna say, hey Red, remember Drew? Does he have a class? We found him dead, but his son Loka still lives. Contemplating whether to revive him.
I'm sorry, what? True has a son? I mean, it makes sense. It's been like, what, 20 years since, so it makes sense you have a son. I'm not sure. What were you talking about again?
Oh my god, she's drunk. It's 9 p.m. I guess it makes sense to be drunk at 9 p.m. maybe. I have no idea. Another one. We're talking about Drew. Does he have a class? We could use some help. Do you also know Juju, his wife?
Psh, Drew? Nah, that kid don't got a class. He has a wife too? I mean, it makes sense. He has a kid, so he'll have a wife. So, yeah. I
Oh,
feel like I'm forgetting something. Did you ask me something?
god damn it. At least I know that. Oh my god. Oh, well, so that's 3 spells, that's stupid. I want to message Rex, but I feel like I should message Ass. No, no, no. Okay. I'll tell the party. Wait, no, I'm doing all of this at once, so I can just give the information all at once as well.
Mm-hmm.
So then the next person I'm gonna talk to is Rex. Uh, I'll say, so sorry for the silence. Turns out we have our own war to fight. A disaster. Really hope your war is going well.
We wait for a bit. And then let me confirm one thing.
Oh, what do you mean?
And then you begin to hear, hey, What a coincidence. uh, it's going stage 2 done. But then before we could start on stage 3, stage 4 reared its head. Disasters are no joke.
Okay, I'm gonna send another. Hold on. No shit, they're not. They came to you. Are you okay? Can you? Is everyone all right? Is Ash okay? Is oh my god!
Everyone's okay, everyone's okay. We are not engaging it. We just started seeing it on the horizon today. It moves very slow, but the lands around it is corrupted. I might need to evacuate Litorales.
Okay. Before I go to the next one, I'm just gonna rush down to the group and like, okay. So first things first, we have to figure out how to go to Libertaire because Julia's there and it's hard to talk to her. Alice is in person to convince her, you know. Second thing, unfortunately, Drew does not have a class, even though he's an adventurer, but nothing really. I still want to kind of revive him just for Loka because he's so sweet and he's so sad. And thirdly, there is a possibility that we can maybe get the Sanguinums to help us. And she looks like
Dungeon Master, does Optium know about Julia or Sanguiners?
No, you wouldn't.
Actually,
roll history check for me.
Oh yes, Sanguinums.
Is it the first roll of the day?
Wait, is it? Oh my god! After the break?
We didn't even get to do persuasion check in the thing.
No, just purely argumentative.
I'm gonna plus 5 myself.
Plus 5,
Julia,
yes. So 21.
Julia had a last name that was pretty known, something arcade or something.
Yeah, I think Arcana, but I can't remember if it's let me check my
Arcanum. Something was like
I am a wizard. My name is Julia Arcane.
Julia Farkan.
There we go.
Yeah.
But
she said she was from a noble family or something.
Yeah, but no, the one that you know is the Sanguinum with that plus 5. You would know that those are like one of the few kind of like noble families that escaped all home long time ago. At least that's what they claimed. And then they are now basically one of the one of the people, one of the few families who are constantly trying to reclaim home, for it failing obviously. But yeah.
How are they trying to reclaim it exactly?
Well, go back and beat the shit out of the fallen.
Oh, okay.
So usually you can assume these guys are pretty kind of like combative kind of people, war focused.
Okay. Do they like work with any other groups or?
I don't know. This is more like historical knowledge rather than political knowledge. So it's like like one of the families that are still fighting to get all home back. One of them are the Sanguinums.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
How did you align yourselves with Sanguinums then?
Well, we were rivals. We were both seeking for arcs, and then there was one arc that was super hard to do, so they kind of joined us, and we found it together. Just basically it, really.
Are you still rivals, or have you moved past it?
I guess we're more of the allies now, really, because like their whole goal was to just reclaim their country back, which they were in the middle of doing when a disaster came to they needed to evacuate their city country. It was a country, wasn't it?
It is a
Literalis is a
country.
yeah. When they had to evacuate their country, which is why I said and turned to J5 and King. Possibility to get them to help us with this one. In return, we'll help them with the one in Precurium. Huh? Huh? We could offer that help?
Adam stands there for a second, or sits there, takes a long sip of his coffee. It is starting to feel like we are indebting ourselves to factions and people without a sufficient reason, I suppose.
Well, I would want to help the Sanguinums anyway. They helped us find the arcs when when it was really hard.
So the plan is to get out of the ravenous claws of one disaster and move on to the next.
Yeah. It's kind of what we're planning to do now because we have theories that the disasters might come about because we finish the arcs. It's kind of our responsibility, and I know you weren't there, so really.
It's the risk of sounding heartless or callous, but what about my mission, my objective?
One of the disasters are in Shimon.
Sorry?
One of the disasters are in Shimon. You know, you're not the only one with objectives, you know. I have my own country is at war with another country that I also care about.
I understand, but he stopped for a second. Size?
I get that you
there are
really don't have any stake in this.
yes, there are bigger things than me. That is true. Like I said, I don't want to sound careless, but I would like to see my goals followed or worked on. You have allegiances with different imperials, sanguiniums, and so on. Perhaps you can commission one of them to help me track down the people I'm looking for.
Sure. I don't
Just
see that as a hard thing to do.
get the ball rolling while we
You
save
could
the world, I
even
suppose.
ask Kano to do that. He's a detective. He fights people as well, solves mysteries.
Is he any good at it?
He's not the hero of Kontecol for nothing.
Well, I mean, you are also a hero of Kontecol, but you're not a detective, so I don't know if he got the title because he is a great detective or
He
if he's...
made a whole detective agency for himself and made a lot of money from it. He has 10,000 in the bank. That doesn't come just because he's a shit detective.
Unless the money comes from way before, I don't know.
He was just a maestro. Do you know how much teachers and lecturers are being paid? Very
Criminally
tiny.
underpaid, yes.
Exactly.
Familiar.
So he's doing pretty well as a detective.
Well, you are also a princess and he is your father. I would assume there is a treasure trove of gold
Well,
beyond that.
it's my mom's money, really. So
Did he
my
get nothing
mom's the
in divorce?
royalty. He just married into the family.
He got
And
screwed
with
out
the
of a divorce
divorce, it's
settlement,
not
huh?
like I don't know. Maybe he signed a prenup. I have no idea. Like I didn't even know really divorced until I met him like years later. Like he left
Oh.
for 13 years and I did not know where he was until just last year.
Oh. See, I was unfamiliar with that. We don't talk much about our parents, do we?
Apparently so.
Maybe we should.
But
I don't know my parents. I woke up in a tower and then I'm here. What about you guys?
you, you're not born.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know.
Ah,
I don't know who created me. Apparently, the man who created me looked like this. Gonna
well,
point this to his face.
maybe like your creator was eaten somehow
Oh
by the
yeah,
disaster. It's a bit weird that a simulacrum doesn't know its creator, right? That's not a normal thing.
I guess.
Well, according to the notes, your creator would be
Oh, would we
and
remember that?
yeah.
Oh,
You
okay.
remember everything, and we took notes of everything, right?
Uh,
Yeah.
nope.
You
We did,
wouldn't
right?
take note of what exactly? Like you take note of everything that happened in the event, yeah. But
Yeah,
like
I
and
don't think we
we
would
saw. I
remember.
mean, didn't we remember Caleb Wanderlust?
no, you don't remember Caleb.
Oh, we don't. Okay,
You don't remember Caleb at all.
okay,
Unfortunately.
okay. Sorry,
I
sorry.
mean, then we
Oh,
find his room with
you find
and
his
with
room, yes, but you don't
Yeah,
undeniable
but
proof that it's
we
his
don't
room.
know how he looks like or anything like
Okay.
that.
I
and
see.
you don't know who Caleb Wanderlust is.
We know him by name only, lah.
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
So
That's
yeah,
right.
maybe like it's an accomplished wizard of sorts would probably, I don't know. I have
Yeah.
no idea.
Well, yeah.
Brought
So
trouble around.
now you know my mom slash dad. What about you guys?
Looks at
Well,
you.
oh,
Well, this unit is pretty much just like you, friend H.
Oh yeah, you're a
Who is this?
warforged.
It's
So
creator. But they must have established some.
some
some point.
oh,
Yeah, I guess we don't really know how warforges came to be, huh?
But at least there must be a creator.
True.
Living beings.
Something we'll need to figure out at some point. Us as a people of home.
I thought that's like one of the main research of Artioms and J5s.
Is it?
No, we were researching on how to recreate, not
Yeah.
who's the original creator is.
Oh no, I mean yeah, but I assume you would figure that out. That would be part of what you need to figure out. No.
Don't think so. I mean,
Perhaps in a very roundabout way, but no.
It's always like if you want to know how it was done by somebody before you figure out how that somebody did it. I mean,
Sure, but
I'm no researcher. I just thought that's what I would do.
two chefs have made two identical pots of soup at some point in history. That is simply the nature of things. I don't know if we can track down the original creator of life, and
especially since we moved
what?
universe to this one. I mean, the
Oh.
the Warforged was from
Universe.
somewhere else, right? And then got dropped in everybody else.
Yeah, that's the what you know about the lore of the world.
I thought Warforged was created in this world.
No, we were from somewhere else.
Oh.
That is why no new Warforges can be.
Yeah, it's the same like, kind of looks around everyone but the three of you. Haley, Kane, and Artyom. Well, I guess not Kane anymore, but he was, so
it counts.
He was. That's what matters, really. Well, my parents divorced, apparently. Well, I didn't know they were. See, what happened was they were happily married, and then they weren't because my dad said my mom cheated. Also, that's like a big country secret, so don't tell anybody. Um,
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah. I mean, if anybody knows, it's either me or you guys. But yeah. And then, I was 10, but then my dad, because my mom's the whole ruler of of part of the country, he had to leave. But instead of saying, "Hey, I'm divorcing your mom," he just said, "Hey, I'm gonna go be ambassador in Attila and never says anything to any of us for the next 13 years." So, so that's about it. Mom got a lot more strict. I didn't like that. I ran away, joined you guys, and I point to J5 and Kane. And one of our adventures, we met my dad again last year. Turns out he's like this whole big hero of Kontecol and was a maestro, an established detective. That was about it.
Made quite a name for himself.
Yeah. I'm a product of very accomplished people.
How true.
What do you mean?
How
But
to?
how true. I agree with
Oh,
you.
Yeah.
I thought you said ouch. That's what I heard. And I was like, what do you mean ouch?
Sorry,
I'm
had a
not
sip of coffee.
sniding
It's
you.
so hot.
And you, Artyom?
Yeah. I am, I suppose, an opposite of Ignis's life story. My mother died prematurely a few years ago. I am an old man, so perhaps prematurely is not the right word. She died
Unexpectedly.
younger than expected, yes.
Yeah.
I was raised by her while my father is in prison.
Oh,
Oh.
It's fine.
what? Can we ask that? Is that insensitive?
He considers for a second. Sure. He murdered his brother with a pickaxe.
Did his brother deserve it?
He shrugs. I don't know the circumstances of it.
Oh.
Probably, if he got a pickaxe to the head. I would hope he deserved it. I
Hope
don't know the
so.
full story of it. They were both, well, surprisingly minors,
Oh,
working away, and one day my father took a pick to his head. I don't know the specific circumstances of it, but the crime was clear, the punishment even clearer. So I was raised by my grandmother and my mother.
in Clocktown?
Yes, they kept a very vigilant eye on me, of course. And that was my life.
Were you? Because your accent sounds very orcish. Russian is orcish, right?
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
that was the the thing I learned after making the character. Yeah.
Was there any, I don't know, like orcish influence of sorts?
I have traveled around a lot. I've picked up different accents. You can probably tell when I am talking with my illusion spells, but no, this just sort of came about as an amalgamation of different accents. It sometimes fades, sometimes comes back with a vengeance, depending on the day, I suppose.
Right.
Would you rather if I spoke with a different accent?
Oh no. I was just curious.
I
Isn't
understand.
it orcish accents are not very common, especially in humans,
I
right?
guess.
Yeah.
Makes me very exotic, does it not?
Exactly.
But yes, I've spent most of my life in Clocktown until I, well, exploded. At which point I started moving around a lot more, doing odd jobs, favors, and what was the word? Moonlighting as different tutors, investigators, mercenaries at times. A very
Actually,
fun life.
how old are you?
I'm 47 years old.
Oh, So is that you're like 55? That's like my dad's age. No, my mom's age. My dad's almost 60. Is 60? I actually don't remember.
Math.
That's alright. Nobody remembers their parents' birthday. I mean, I do, but it's just because I don't forget anything.
Except for the creature that you forgot about.
Yes. A true black mark on my record, I have to admit.
Well, it's not really something out of your control, really. In your control, so.
I hope once we explode it with a rocket, all of my memories will come flooding back, and then I
I
will once
hope
again.
so. Well, no, I don't hope so. Honestly, I'm scared to know what I've lost.
Loss makes us stronger, does it not?
Sure, but there's a period of time to grieve,
Of course.
and I'm not looking forward to that. It's like, when you finish something hard, you want the feeling of triumph more than grief.
Correct.
And I'm
Sorry.
I'm just worried that will overtake me if we do remember.
Does the feeling of one-upping your rival contrast the feeling of sadness, of loss?
Not really.
Then you really stand to gain nothing from killing the thing?
If that were to happen, but I guess for the greater good, it's best that the memories do come back.
True. Perhaps they've given us information before that we don't remember now, something that will point us in the right way later. Could be anything, really.
Mm.
We could understand a lot more.
It's just it's more so because, well, at least it would be even better if like somehow the dead comes back. If they're even dead, never really found any bodies that we're sure of are from the deads,
They
But
are very likely eaten, but
well, optimism, right?
right.
It's just at least if we remember them, there's a way to mourn, a way for them, they didn't really die in vain. I guess that's what I meant by greater good, rather than um I can stand being sad for a while. I'm strong enough to get over it, really.
Exactly, and if anyone you know died, would you not rather remember their legacy?
Yeah, of course. And I rub absentmindedly at one of the handkerchiefs I gave to Jane. Mm. We never really had a lot of deaths around us, only one. We had a Warford friend named Jane who died when we were trying to find the fourth arc. The third arc, sorry.
I remember.
You remember? You were there.
No, but you told me about her
Oh,
when you got
well,
drunk all the way back when we first met,
oh,
actually.
I don't get drunk.
Sorry, when
What are you talking about?
we were drinking together at the tavern. You told
That
me.
I remember. Yeah. But yeah, it was hard for a while. It sucks because I could have gotten her back. I just no, I couldn't. We tried. I remember we tried. We tried and she didn't make it.
You've brought J5 back to life, yes?
Yeah. She died once. We revivified her, but she died again and we raised dead her, but she didn't come back. It's the second time around.
And what spell did you use on J5?
Raised dead.
Reset. Do you fully comprehend how your spells work?
will not raise dead. That's not my spell. That's Gilvana. That's a cleric spell.
Ah.
Gilvana and Victoria. That's one of the sanguinums.
Perhaps then I do have a reason to go back to Gilvana. Or go to Gilvana.
Go back. I was you met her. Yeah, we can meet her tomorrow. I was thinking it's much better to just meet her in person. You know.
I'd like to study the way she brings things back to life. It
I've
could be
been
greatly beneficial.
I've been doing it to Kane. You know, I'm a study of life person too. I'm basically a doctor. I train under one for like my whole for like a decade, really.
Correct, but I'm curious more about the people that brought J5 back to life. Specifically, spells, incantations, etc., that were used.
I can reincarnate. I feel like you're sniding here.
No, far from it. It is.
You never
most-
asked me anything about it.
I didn't quite comprehend the meaning.
You know,
of,
I made Kane into what he is now.
and I'm sure he is.
Mom.
I'm not saying, Ignis, that you are incapable. Very, very far from it. You are quite possibly one of the most, at the same time, dangerous and also capable people I have met. I fully believe you can bring people back to life. I'm not even questioning it. However, I'm curious about a person bringing J5 back to life specifically, because a lot of academics seem to believe that the Warforged are not powered by a concept of a soul, I suppose, but more like sort of an artificial intelligence living in their heads. But if you can bring it back with holy magic, it implies the existence of a concept of a soul somewhere in there. That is what I would like to see.
I see. Well, we can kill J5 again.
Yes, J5, you will allow for dissection, yes?
J5 is updating.
This unit would rather an experiment that's not that's not the result
in death.
demise. That would be
No, J5 died once, and that it always harder to bring people back. But yeah, like any creature, any humanoids, really, it works.
However, friend Artyom.
You broke up.
However, friend Artyom, that incident made this unit believe Warforgers have soul.
Oh, it awoke the same idea in you then.
Yes, that is true. Remember when the first conversation we had, when we met again, we found each other again.
I remember, of course.
Yeah, this unit. However, but
wait, you guys never thought you have souls before?
Well, as friend Artyom said before, y'all.
No, J5, you're breaking up a lot.
No, Mike. Stop it, Mike.
You Mike.
No, my vocal module.
Yeah, I think you're a bit old. We need to change it out.
As friend Artyom had mentioned before, that thought that
I think you're breaking up again.
Warforged has no souls.
Yeah.
There are many reasons that belief. One of them, or just don't dream. And
but you do, right? You had a dream.
That perhaps that is not a dream. Perhaps that is a vision.
Oh.
Did you dream of electric sheep?
Well, I mean, wasn't one of the 12 D12 was a Warforged and a cleric? Doesn't that like tie directly to souls or something?
That is an interesting thing as well. But cleric, you have to make deal with.
You are breaking up really bad. You're like
I think it's when you have pauses in your sentences that makes it hard to like get back.
It's like a red apple
I'll just
wrestling your
destroy
leg.
and reconnect again. I don't know why.
Sure. I mean,
Because the gain and
that's why I
the
think like it takes a while for the thing to turn off, and then when he speaks
yeah
again, it's still turning off.
Hello,
yeah.
hello.
That's why
Fine. I suggest you just a lot like when you're
yeah,
thinking, just
so that there's no
But
pause and your
Or like
mic doesn't have the time
your
to like
robot.
go down.
yeah.
but I don't think that's the issue, right?
I don't know. That's what we're assuming. So
Seems
because
to work.
right now it's working.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hello.
All right. Okay. No, I think it's because of my connection. I noticed a few weeks back that my connection is acting up during the night
Ah.
around this time. So okay, let's continue on. Well, uh, D12 being a cleric does not mean that to be a cleric does not mean you have to have a soul. You just have to make a deal with a celestial being, right?
I think you're thinking of a warlock. See, a cleric is chosen by a god,
Ah, okay.
or more like their own beliefs.
Well,
You
either
know.
way, you can be chosen while not having dreams.
Yes, but to restore a soul to a body, you would probably have to have a fairly decent understanding of how souls are. If you were to mold them to your will, maybe a cleric can give a very meaningful insight into this.
Yes, this one has never asked Frank Gilvana how does she mold, grab this unit's soul back and put it into its body.
Well, I know Gilvana's very wise. I don't know if she's very smart.
Well, maybe she can describe the process, how she does it.
Sure. Also, I still need to go back to Rex. How do I? Can we make that like to say that we're gonna go and help him with his disaster if he helped with ours?
As this unit recall, the disaster in Precurium has something to do with diseases, right?
Yeah.
Hmm. I mean, this unit cannot be diseased, but it would be hard for everybody else to handle that.
At
Wait,
least
Factorium has a lot of Warforged. Do they get diseased over there? Or they just, well, disaster,
actually,
disaster
that would
what?
actually be immune. But they
Disaster
are
what? I don't care.
but Rex is human, so is Ash and Victoria. I'm pretty sure there's a
And
lot of humans there. At least, at least I can remove some diseases, for anybody who came. Well, I suppose we can't let them evacuate to Kontecol. There's already a lot of people, but yeah.
sure. Well, perhaps
Although, I,
after yes.
although I'm not really banking on them coming, it's more of a wishful thing because I'm sure this is their chance to like, hey, look, I have control of the situation, that kind of thing. Um, but we'll see.
Perhaps once we deal with this disaster, then we can spend some time forging ourselves protective gear for dealing with the plague. Masks, rebreathers, and the likes.
Oh, that would be wise.
And I'm gonna send in the last message for today.
Oh wow, you've been saving one this whole time.
Yeah, that's why I just straight away go and like,
Alright.
oh,
Alright.
correct. What if you come help us with our disaster? In turn, once we dealt with this, we can help you with yours. We have resources somewhat to fight ours.
You wait for a bit. And then a bit. And there's no reply.
Oh no, is he asleep or is he dead?
Is he dead? It felt like he was dead. No, if they're asleep, they'll be woken up, right?
What time is it? I mean, it's up to them to reply though. If they're asleep, I mean, yeah.
Like, at least just say they'll think about it or something. Didn't reply. I have no more. Well, I have an 8th level spell slot. I could do that. I could do that and ask somebody else. Could ask Ash.
Ignis, shit. Sorry, I needed to think about it. That is a very... I'll need to think about it. That honestly sounds good to me, but I need to talk to Mana about this.
Yeah, of course. I do. I'm so traumatized by people not replying to my messages. Goddamn. That's good enough. I was thinking that they would need to talk, so it's fine.
All right. So after...
Oh my god, you will like see Rex. Okay, sorry. Anyway.
So after chatting with him for a bit, after you guys, chat the night away, you start to get slightly sleepy and everything. Is there anything you guys want to do before you guys turn in for the day?
Don't think there is anything.
All
Oh,
right.
actually.
Yep.
Tim wants to start drafting something.
Oh.
A bit of an idea he had for the sound dust thing.
Finally, he has something.
Hear me out.
Okay.
Letting Besmertny project like an aura of silence around him, 10 feet or something.
Ooh. That sucks for spellcasters. That's actually possible. Yeah, that is within the purview of a sound dust. So yeah, definitely.
Cool. Gonna get started on that.
All right. Besmertny upgrade silence field.
I did it. I thought of things.
Pretty unique thing as well. Just like, Besmertny, stick to him. And then he can use his reaction to move when the spellcaster move.
Damn.
Wait, you can use your reaction to move?
Huh?
You can use your reaction to move?
You can use you can use your action to move. So you can use your reaction to move. Yeah. Ready your action to move.
Hey, you know what reaction means? Ready action. It's just
Is it?
Right. All over the wall right
now. You know that meme that was like, oh, and then that one guy was like, oh. Let me find it. I don't know if you guys are that what I'm
I don't know what
I don't know.
Hold on.
One guy goes, ooh, the other goes,
Oh no,
Anyway.
what's that? I'm trying to remember that.
You guys settle in for the night. Jen sleeps downstairs near the bookstore area.
I'm
Keep keeping
gonna
watch. Still a little bit paranoid. Yeah.
I'm gonna sleep next to Loka.
You can sleep next to Loka. Can like
Make
put
sure she doesn't have
put your
bad
head on the mattress and you kind of sit on the side, sleeping in. The one of the cats, Snowy, kind of goes over and snuggles over to you because you're warmer.
Oh, Snowy. I love you.
Laneige kind of offers J5 and Artyom to sleep in his room. He can sleep in Lucy's Lamb's office. And you guys rest for the night. So go ahead, click your long rest. As you wake up the next day.
I don't think I'm getting anything back. I'm full and everything.
Is it finally full?
I used some resources. Okay.
I am going to get enlarge reduce because that's a good thing. So J5, you don't have to get it.
You sure?
Yeah, because I don't really use my second level anyway.
And what should I get?
I'm gonna tune to the spell restoring ring.
Okay. Like the in between the even number spell slots I feel like is always used for like to empower the odd level spell slots. I feel like level 1 has a lot of cool spell, but level 2 sucks. And level
not
3, a lot
really.
of cool
Level 2
spells, and
has
a level 4 sucks.
true. Level 1 and level 3 is more useful, but I say level 2 is like
Yeah, I mean,
level
there are
level 2 is pretty
invisibility,
cool.
fly, and everything,
Yeah.
so there are some. There are some.
Level 2 is more utility though.
Yeah, I think that's why. I've always more of a damager kind of mindset, so fair.
Mm.
Okay, so you wake up the next morning to the sound and smell of bacon being fried at the corner of the room. You guys wake up, go to the main kind of like room where you guys had a chat last night to see a plate full of bacons. I hope you like bacons. I've only been eating this, so
Oh, are you okay? Why have you been only eating bacon?
because I like them. They're pretty good.
Well, you're lucky you don't need nutrition to survive,
I
'cause
know.
my
It's
God,
awesome.
damn.
Well, no, technically he would. He would still need it. Like
Really?
the rules of simulacrum basically means it's exactly the same as that creature,
Yeah.
only they can't take a long rest.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Ah.
like even food and everything, they still need those.
Any
Oh.
resource elements?
However, by only eating bacon, friend Lineage, wouldn't that be detrimental to your health?
Yeah, yeah. I should eat other things.
Does Lineage has a rounded belly now?
It's a meat belly.
Meat belly. You don't see it yet. So
Yep,
who
yep,
knows?
yep.
He always wears loose robes and everything, so you don't know what's underneath.
I mean, he has a shimmery cape and also a mask.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if he has a belly. He's cool. Guardian.
That's why he's wearing a cape to hide his
Yeah.
It's
voluptuous
the cape
physique.
that Artyom and Kay made, right? The one that shimmers or something.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see Jen kind of climbs up the stairs to get to upstairs. I smell bacon. Oh.
He-
She walks over and sits on the chair and takes a couple of bites. So, what is your plan now? Will we talk more to the council or how this works?
Oh, there's a lot of things to do. First, I wanna I guess the council didn't really say when, right? The next
No,
meeting is.
no.
I'm guessing we just wait for a call or some sort to get to them.
This you
The
need to find friend Remy. Maybe he's interested in completing the research for the rocket.
Hmm.
and I need to go find Gilvana. Bring her. I suppose Artyom would want to as well. Get her to join the fight. We could use any healing or any utility. Gilvana's a pretty good crafter as well. Um, Forger builder. What does she do? She's the forge cleric.
Forge cleric, yeah.
Yeah.
Perhaps she can help with J5's rocket.
Oh,
Then
definitely. Kate
yeah.
kind of picks up. She makes stuff out of thin air. Magic shit.
Yeah. Um, we also need to find a way to get to Libertaire so that we can get Julia on board. I don't know if we can do it today though. I hope we can get back to.
I mean, we're gonna stay here for a couple of days, so we just do this over this period of time. Well, J5, you're working on that spaceship jet rocket thing.
Well, I also kind of wanna maybe go to uh Drew and Juju and revive one of them within 10 days. Haha.
Well, just to note, friend Ignis, their bodies are in the city. It wouldn't
I
be
know.
wise to go there alone.
I know. I know. And um I know. It's quite kind of just
It is fairly safe during the day.
yeah,
Is it
it's
not?
fairly safe during the day and it's really just go in and out kind
But
of thing.
since its main source of food has run out, maybe it will be more desperate to find food and go out hunting all the time.
Um,
Normal beasts would usually do that when when food is scarce, they will go out and find food somewhere else. But this unit does not think that that creature is a normal beast.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I know. I just I know I'm not gonna do this to every orphan that we find. I just I can't I can't see this. I can't let it go knowing that I can do something about it, you know?
Of course, it is a pure schooling.
Like I could just go with Kane, we just really need to get their bodies back.
Haley kinda gives you a hug, Ignis. I wish there's a cleric like you back in our place.
I'm not a cleric, I'm a druid, Haley, but thanks.
Doesn't matter, you're a cleric to me.
I huh. You know what? Because if I'll take you as I'll take it not as an insult but a compliment. But
Mm-hmm.
as a druid, okay?
Good.
Druid are just as good as cleric, except
You're
we have
a
the
druid. You're a
oh
druid to me.
oh okay. I'll
You'll take that one.
I'll take that, sure. But yeah, maybe we can just do it. Me, Kane, Haley, one day we'll just win walk in, and win walk out. There are ways to do it really quickly, I'm sure.
All right. So let's get started. Kate gonna stands up. Where to first?
Wait, I don't have win walk today. Hold on. Gilvana. Let's go to Gilvana because I need her to raise dead.
All right. So Artyom and Ignis go to Gilvana, while J5 you're gonna go meet Remy.
Remy. Yeah.
Okay. So J5, you start making your way towards the academy because you assume he's there. He is a maestro now, after all. You look around for a bit and you ask around, but the people over there said Maestro Remy's on sick leave at the moment. So you kind of ask around if you guys know where Maestro Remy is, and they kind of point you to one of the houses in, not the high street. What's the district with the academy again?
Um,
Uh,
Avatar? No. Destreza? Wait, no.
Avatar.
no, city. I think it's Avatar. I think so. Is it Avatar? It is Avatar. Yeah, there you
Hey!
go.
Oh
Hey,
my
you
god,
remembered.
memory.
So yeah, in the Avatar
I real life
district.
Artyom. I don't forget anything, even though you think I forget it. I don't. I remember.
So you
Speak
guys.
this to me like that when distracted. I see how it
Wow.
is.
All right. So you made your way to the Avatar district, and somewhere kind of like near the, I think, Chinese place, that thing. Yeah, somewhere near Chinese place, you can see there's like a three-story building where you were told that Remy is staying on the top floor. So you go up to the third floor and give it a knock, and the door opens to a very sleepy looking Remy. J5! Well, come in, come in. How you
Hello,
doing?
friend Remy.
You looking, well, as usual. And closes the door. Kinda brings you over to the kind of like main living room. That's the word, living room. How you doing?
Well, friend Remy, this unit heard that you were on sick leave. Are you okay?
Yes. It is the stress from the event. I did not realize heading to Flotant was that stressful. I am still recovering right now.
Well, nobody could have anticipated that. Neither did us. We
Yes,
were supposed to be there to investigate on some cult things, but things evolved into something else.
indeed. It was unexpected. How was everything? Were you able to evacuate a lot of people?
We managed to evacuate some, uh, but it's not a lot of people there left in the city. It is saddening, but however, we are currently amassing people to deal with the threat of Red Flotan.
You can see there's a small smirk when you say you're dealing with it right now.
But we do we are gathering some crafters, some researchers in order to create a new technology that would possibly damage that creature.
So, elaborate. What do you have in mind?
Remember back when we tried to, create a flying machine and using your blueprint that this unit is making it what do you call modifications to it to make it fly higher in a straight line.
Is that so? Can I see this blueprint?
It's not completed yet. There's still some research to be done, but I showed him the what I've done.
His eyes kind of widen a little bit. G5. This is going to. This is something, G5.
Well, this unit is asking if you're interested in joining the research team.
You're asking me? Well,
Well,
don't get me wrong, I'm very interested, but I don't know. After everything, it's been a lot. I don't feel like my mind is in the right place right now.
Are you okay? Do you need help?
No, I mean, I was trained to use armor because I study in this resort. They have a combat class, but I guess after the night encounter and then the whole thing, it's tapping the table a little bit. Yeah, it's been a lot. I just need to calm down a bit, so to speak. Apologies.
Perhaps a walk in the park could maybe calm down your mind.
Looks at you a little bit. You know what? I think that is a good idea. I should actually do that.
See the stuff. This unit is not actually asking you to go into battle. Just we're creating this weapon so that the soldiers will be able to use it.
I know. Yeah, I know. Go ahead with persuasion check for me.
Persuasion. J5 persuade. Come on.
In before rolled a 1. Now 8, so it's still 22.
I don't care. I just gonna flash myself.
Flash yourself with a 27.
Yep.
Kind of looks at you, gives you a smirk. You know how to push my buttons, G5. This is... I must admit, I am very itching to complete this. This looks amazing. Although in the wrong hands, this could be a very dangerous weapon too.
Well, that is why this unit is entrusting you with the blueprint.
He smirks a little bit.
Because we're going to basically ask funding from the country to build this.
Then we gotta make this perfect, isn't it?
Yes, that is true. We have to complete the blueprint quickly. We do need to find some other crafters to help us with this. We need it to be built fairly quickly.
Well, in terms of crafters, I'm sure we can make some extra credit project for the people in the academy. I'm sure they'll be interested to help with something massive. When do you think you aim to complete this? This looks like months of work.
The timeline that was given to us is only a few weeks. Off character wise, we decided in a week or something like that, right? We're going to.
There's no timeline
No,
yet.
there's no
Honestly,
timeline.
this
The,
will be really up to you. But as you know, the
Yeah.
longer you
but
wait,
The
the
week was how long it would be to put all the soldiers in if we want to.
yeah,
But that was like if we needed, but we
yeah.
don't really.
oh yeah. So maybe a few weeks or up to a month. We do need to deal with this swiftly. We don't want the creatures to move out of the city
Mhm.
since we won't know where it went then.
Well, I'm not very good at managing this very large sort of project, but I know someone who might be very good at this sort of thing. You remember Sabine?
Yes. Didn't you remember her?
I'm sure she'll be interested to work on something like this. It's a big
Oh,
project, and you're gonna need a lot of stuff.
yes.
Uh,
Disney is looking forward to meeting her. To have her in the research team as well.
all right, I think we can do this, J5.
Well, yeah, we have to do it, or else the threat will not be contained.
Fair enough. We have to do this. Let's get to it.
Alright.
Yeah. You go get some Dr. Salts, and I'll go get some snacks. We'll meet
Yes.
you back here in an hour. And all right, both of you gonna get your
The salts, man.
Dr. Pepper's trademark. So I'm getting
Yeah,
Dr.
I
Salt.
know. But how does it taste like? Salty? Oh no.
I mean, Dr. Pepper doesn't taste like pepper, does it?
I don't know. I never tasted that Dr. Pepper.
tastes like
It tastes like
medicine.
medicine. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know
Oh.
why people drink it. I tried it once. I'm
It's
like,
great. You get used to it.
ugh, I guess it's like iron brew. To be fair, people say iron brew tastes like medicine, and I love it. So fair enough. Not gonna judge you.
Alright.
All right. In the meantime, on the other side of town, Ignis and Artyom, both of you start making your way out of the city. Bring you here.
The Calca Forest.
Yes. Out
Uh,
of the city to the Calca Forest.
I'll just
Right.
talk about Gilvana. Like she's a great cleric. She likes to build stuff. Her parents were great adventurers, but I think you know that already. You got the file. Um, she is a bit eccentric, so but aren't we all really? We're just a group of
Anything,
eccentric people.
anything I can use to put me in her good graces?
Praise 12.
Oh wait. Speaking of, sorry, off character wise.
Mm.
There is an older guy living there, right? He's from the age of Arcanum, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't think Age of Arcana, but definitely old. I kind of need to check back.
Deckard Kane. That was
No,
his name.
he was in the early before he lived during the War of the 12, if I recall correctly, because he knows a bit about the 12.
Yeah,
When
yeah,
was
yeah.
this?
Well, maybe if the disaster came from that age, right? Maybe he knows more
Yeah, we
about it.
could ask more
Yeah,
about
I
it.
think
Yeah.
maybe
Who-
So
When was the war?
Gavana has two people now,
the
right? One
war
was
was
Deckard
thousands of
Kane.
years ago.
So how is
Yeah.
the old man alive?
He
He
was
turned into
petrified.
stone, and we revived him.
Yeah.
It's a
Hey.
basilisk forest. He was turned into stone over there.
The Calca Forest is also a basilisk forest.
Yeah, I remember that.
So basically, he got freezed, and we unfreezed him.
You
Yeah.
just decide to randomly unfreeze one person, and then
Yeah, because I could do it, and I was like, "Hey, Gavana, you want one person to accompany you?" And she chose this one because he had a symbol of the 12.
So what was the spell you used?
it was greater
Make the
restoration.
restoration. Yeah.
Could you not do it on others too?
Yeah, but it's 100 gold worth of diamond dust.
Oh, I didn't know that. Sorry.
Yeah, I just had extra.
Restoration
like-
is free. Greater restoration you have to pay.
Yeah.
actually.
Well,
It's behind a paywall.
There's a built-in paywall in D&D. D&D's pay to win.
Win mechanics.
Yeah, basically. It is though. Like if you don't have money to buy the whole thing, you basically die.
Good thing it's not microtransaction though. It's just all in-game, acquirable in-game.
Yeah.
If we subscribe to the Twitch channel, do we get like a
Unless.
loot box of magic items?
You know what? For every sub.
Hey, I stopped for 6 months. Can I?
I'd like to cash in my loot box as well, please.
Tier 1 sub get like a common magic item. Tier 2 sub get a uncommon one.
Oh no.
Oh my god. Anyways. The first 10 is a lot. No, ignore that.
Okay.
So
Yeah, some people have done that, by the way.
really, like actually character get magic items. Wow.
Yeah.
That'll be really cool
Yeah.
though. Like if it's
Eh.
like the campaign's like a bit meta, you guys know that you guys are on the stream and you're like, guys, please help us sub so that we can get a magic item.
Basically, but that feels a bit.
It's kind of like not Game of Thrones. What was it?
Hunger Games.
Hunger Games. Yeah, there you go. The sponsors are watching. You're just waiting for the sponsors to give you stuff.
Feels like a blackmail. Dungeon Master throws like 10 dragons at them. It's like, well, the guy's gonna kill you and the entire party unless somebody donates $50 for a kill of dragons. within 50
Wow.
feet. Can you
Anyway.
imagine? After like 2 years of a campaign, you just emotionally blackmail your audience. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, there are that. I'll tell you some stories later. but
All
yeah.
right. Anyways, you guys start making your way down south of the city and into the Kalku Forest. At first, the city's the sounds of the city slowly start to fade away, and it is replaced with the sounds of rustling leaves, bugs, and some tweeting birds.
Before that, before we leave, can I just tell Lineage to just entertain Loka, read him books and stuff? And,
I
like,
got sure. He can
Well-
he can help guard that shop for me with me.
Yeah, just I mean, like maybe let him read whatever he wants to, just entertain him for a while.
I'll do my
The
best.
storybook about fishes, right?
Oh, I think there is. When he goes over and finds some fish.
Oh yeah, Haley's there.
Yeah, Haley can watch over the kid as well, and also Jen. So,
Yeah,
all of them.
yeah.
And Kane. So all of them are there.
Thanks, babysitters.
Wait, is Jen not gonna go out and do her stuff? Or he's in another city, meet another enforcer?
Oh, that's true. I think that's a good idea. She would actually go to meet like enforcers and everything, just reconnect and like, inform what the hell's going on. So yeah, she kind of asks you who's the person to meet, and I'm assuming
Fenton!
yeah,
And-
you
and
suggest
then it's like-
Fenton.
And I will also Fenton. She's maybe single, so like a wink wink.
I'll do my best. Gotcha.
Vanessa is an enforcer, right?
Vanessa's
No.
Maestro.
Vanessa Mastro.
Maestro.
Which I plan to go to after Gilvana.
Yeah.
I want to know if she can bring us a libertaire. But yeah.
Alright. So, you go deeper and deeper into the forest, and as you get deeper and deeper, you start to see more and more statues in the area. Some completely destroyed, others partially, and then you can see some that are still fully standing. As you get deeper and deeper and deeper, Artyom, you realize that the ones that are fully complete are getting lesser and lesser in amount. Until finally, you arrive and you see a building deep in the jungle, deep in the forest. A church of sorts, slightly crumbled. It's like half. The building was made from stone, but you can clearly see some parts of the stone have collapsed. And in its place, some wooden structures basically being built up like scaffolding. And you guys begin to hear no, go over there. No, not there. What are you doing? No, step, bad boy. As you get closer and closer, you can see there are a lot of people that are just working on the temple right now, making it, beautifying it, building it from its originally ruined state. A lot of people here that you don't not really recognize, Ignis, but a lot of people are here, surprisingly so. So yeah.
Galvana!
Oh, Ignis! Ignis! Girl runs over to you and just
Oh my
tackles you.
god!
Boom, boom,
Yeah!
tackles you onto the ground. How are you doing?
It could be better, but better now that I see you and all these people. Man, your preaching has been going pretty well, huh?
Yeah, exactly. It's really easy when you have greater restoration.
Wait, and diamonds for it?
Oh yeah, I got a couple.
Dang, Galvana, where's those diamonds you? Okay, no, it's fair. I'm sorry. Oh,
Oh, who's this?
well,
Is this your new boyfriend or something?
ew, no, he's like my dad's age. Also, not my type. Sorry, Artyom. You're probably nice when you're like in your prime or something. Anyway,
Ignis, I literally could not care less. Hello, my name is Dr. Asimov. It is nice to meet you. You must be Gilvana.
Doctor, so you like heal people and stuff.
more
Yeah.
like the researcher kind. I'm
Yeah.
the doctor. Me,
Oh,
me.
maestro. You mean maestro, not doctor.
Maestros are locals. I am not a local.
Yeah. So
Regardless, nice to meet you.
Well, nice to
we
meet
are.
you too. My name is Gilvana. I run this place. Be careful, there are basilisks. Throw some rock cookies. Can I gives you some rock cookies?
How do you make
thank you.
these rock cookies?
Fabricate. Duh.
Oh, great.
Come in,
I
come
don't-
in, come in, come in, come in. And as you get inside, you're immediately assaulted by the smell of cookies. And you see on the center table, there's like a long table where there are like small paper cups with drinks on them. And there's like 5 trays of 5 different types of cookie, all looking very freshly baked. You're not sure where she's baking them. Come
How
on,
are
have
you
a seat,
baking?
have a seat.
Oh, damn. Okay, yeah, thanks.
A lovely place you have here.
Thank you. It's really nice. I told you. It kind of like she throws a rock and like the basilisk just scampers away into the shadows.
Dang, you're really making them your bitch, Giovanna.
I
Nice.
know, right? I don't call them bitch. They don't like that.
But they can understand us?
Not really, no. But they don't. They kind of know the word bitch. Like the sound. It's like when you hear multiple times, you kind of know that means bad.
It's a bad thing.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense. A bacilla bitch. There we go.
Nice.
You
Or a
incorporate
bis-
the former word in it.
So, what brought you guys here? I haven't seen you guys in a while.
Yeah. Do you remember we were talking about disasters the last time you were here?
Uh-huh. I think so. What are disasters again?
The weird things that are like as large as a mountain and wreaks disaster across all continents.
Oh, those things. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. So we met since the last time we spoke, we met 2 of them.
What?
Yeah. One we tried to deal with but couldn't, and we just kind of like, you know what, we'll deal with it another time. Another one just kind of snuck up on us. And the one that we're currently trying to deal with. So, and it's really hard because
Okay.
Gavana, apparently, we have a lot more people with us before this, and they killed them all, and
What?
we don't even remember them at all. That's kind of like what this
No,
thing does.
wait, slow down. What do you mean we have more people? What do you mean we forgot about them? I'm very smart. I remember a lot of things.
Okay, Gavana, and I look at Artyom. She's trustworthy. No worry, she's in the news, the file thingy. We're gonna show you something that basically clued us in that something was wrong,
Mm-hmm.
and um it's important to not tell anybody about this except just nobody, all right,
Okay, I can keep a
except
secret.
for us.
Don't worry.
Okay, yeah.
Nobody will know.
And I asked Artyom to show the dossier.
He pulled it out of his back. By now, very practiced motion, apparently.
Oh, book.
No, there's like your picture and mine, and
Oh,
very easy
pictures.
to
Okay,
read.
pictures.
Yeah.
Kind of takes it, kind of gives it a read.
Yeah,
Who's this Gabriel guy?
exactly. Apparently, there's a Wahid that like is my rival for Dew, which doesn't make sense to me. But
Hmm.
there's a lot of things that we don't know. Also, apparently, I have an aunt called Ashburn, and she was the like rude person in from the Empire. Anyway, I don't know if you met
Ah.
her. Yeah, but there's a lot of things that don't make sense.
Oh. That's strange.
But in our notes, they died while we were fighting the disaster,
Oh.
so it's very recent.
Oh.
And we were hoping you maybe want to join us in this one.
Hmm? Join you where? I got a church to run.
Join the fight. We need
Where?
info time. You see, well, I don't worry about distance. We got that covered. I know how to teleport between trees and all that. I think you've seen me do that. Um, but like, well,
Okay.
kind of need all the help we can get. Although I understand if you can't. This is a big ask, of
I
course.
said okay.
Wait, you said okay?
Okay.
Really? Just like that? Oh, okay.
I mean, hey guys, I'm gonna go out for a bit.
Well,
Alright,
I
come
mean,
back. Stay safe. Okay, bye-bye. Bye. Let's
not
go.
well, not now. We're still devising plans and stuff. It's just we're trying to get allies and all that, you know?
Oh, and go do
Yeah.
that first. I'll just be here.
Also, I need your help to bring somebody back. I have the diamonds, of course. I'll sponsor you, but I need.
Alright. The cost for revivification is...
Come on, Giovanna!
No,
I
no,
need
no,
the
no. I can't give
diamonds!
special treatment. To
Oh,
revive someone, it will cost you 1 plate of cookies.
oh, okay. I'll get the best from Le Petit Citron.
Yes.
I will get you more pastries on my trip.
Alright. So where's the guy you want to revive?
Not here yet. I gotta go retrieve the body.
Okay.
Okay.
Good luck. Kind of gives you a thumbs
Okay.
up.
Great,
Anything else?
Giovanna!
Hugs.
Oh, Artyom wanted to ask. Yeah,
Yeah.
hugs.
There
Oh.
was actually a question I wanted to ask you, but hug away first.
Okay, hug.
Come hug.
Hug.
Hug. Just bring him in for a hug.
Hug.
I don't hug, sorry.
Hug.
You do. Your ass now. Come on.
Ass hugs.
Ass hugs.
He approaches, doesn't
Okay.
hug, and gives them both like a tap on the back.
And pull him into a group hug. It doesn't matter.
Alright,
Queen.
Okay. Now you can ask me questions. Asimov dude.
So when first, Doctor Asimov.
Asimov.
Thank you. So, back when J5, well, for lack of a better term, died, you remember this event, yes?
Oh yeah. He was on the
Yes,
islands.
Sure. So you brought him back to life, correct?
Uh-huh.
And you used the spell Raise Dead, was it?
Uh-huh.
Can you explain to me the process of raising someone from the dead?
Well, first I bring a diamond. Like one big chunk one, right, Ignis?
Yeah.
Run nice chungus one. And then
Very
Big
soft.
chungus, alright.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then we
Did a ritual.
pray. Well, I pray. These guys were like doing sappy speeches and stuff. But the idea is you want to call them back, you know? They're dead. So
Mhm.
like, you know, they can't hear us here. But like me, I'm like their speakerphone to the land of the dead. So like they speak
Medium.
to me, I speak to him, and then he can decide if he want to come back or not.
You say
I
he
like to think the
speaks.
speeches help.
You say that he speaks to you, but do you see him? How does it work exactly?
I mean, you gotta pray first,
Mm-hmm.
and then yeah, it works.
So can you see his soul?
No, you can't see
No.
his soul, silly.
He shrugs. I was wondering because, well, it is a very interesting idea that Warforged have souls. A one not very easily proven, as you might imagine.
I mean, how do
So,
you even prove souls exist, you know?
exactly.
True.
We're
But
all just, what do you call meat robots. Like a flesh golem. We're all flesh golems.
Uh,
he glanced to the floor at the side for a second, nods a couple of times, looks back up. Regardless of the fact that you can interact with his soul is, well, monumental. Fairly
Well,
monumental.
you want to learn?
I would like to study your approach and method, yes.
Okay, now come over here.
Alright.
And she kind of brings you over to kind of like Church of the Two, like this
I'll just smirk
12
because I know where this is
statues,
going.
basically,
Yeah.
of individuals that you assume resemble the 12.
Mhm.
And she kind of like pats on the floor, sit.
Alright.
And she closes
He
her eyes and then just sits there in silence.
So does this take long or?
Shh! Focus. You sit and you just like talk. Cookies.
She's loud. Okay.
He looks at her with like one eye open with a very confused look on his face.
She's just like smiling and just like, you know, like she's having the most fun in the world right now, and you have no idea why.
He remains quiet from that, like closes his eyes, tries to, you know, think of something pleasant, I guess, and try to reach out.
What are you thinking right now? What is that
Boy.
something pleasant you're thinking of?
The idea of, you know, not proving to himself that he is as good as he wants himself to be, basically. Like the day that he finally understands and that eureka moment when it hits. When he has no questions left to ask.
You sit there, hoping for something. You hear the birds.
Oh my god, I do hear the birds.
You hear the
Constant hearing
insects.
this.
Hear the bugs.
Insects, if you will.
So yeah, that's basically it.
Right. He stands up, dusts himself off. So what did you see?
Well, I don't see anything. It's more like a feeling, you know, like something warm inside, and like feeling that you're not alone, like you have friends. I mean, you have friends. I'm not like a loner or something, but like friends for your heart.
Hey, are
Yes.
we not friends for your heart? Dang.
No, like you're like friends in the body. Like this was like I have friends inside me. Now that sounds
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah.
You get what I
Kinda
mean.
Yeah,
Scratched at his
yeah.
own chest for a second there.
You know, just do it. Just do it more, and then maybe they'll call out. Kind of pats you on the on the chest. You just gotta have it over here. You're gonna pats you on your chest, and then one day maybe it will. She jumps and slaps you in the head. Effect there. So you know, you just gotta believe first.
Right, I'm not exactly in the business of believing things without seeing something first, but
Yeah, well,
then again,
that's
you
the
do
difference.
raise the dead, so there could be
Yeah.
something.
I'm
Do you
pretty
perhaps
awesome.
have a book with instructions?
Oh! Because she turns around and starts running away for a bit. Deckard!
Where is she
Oh,
going?
Deckard!
Deckard!
Oh my god! I haven't seen Deckard in so long!
This one? This one. Okay. She's running towards you in that like medium armor and everything, carrying this tome of books. Here, hands it to you.
All right. He like struggles back, staggers backwards as he
Yeah.
gets handed the books, takes a few steps back, and just dumps them on Besmertny's chassis.
Read
All
that,
right.
and then I don't know, feel stuff.
What is that book? Can I see?
You're
Like
gonna like
100
it.
books, I'm guessing, right?
What is that book? Oh my god.
You open it and you see there's 12 chapters. Each chapter kind of describes all the information that she managed to gather about the 12.
Oh my god, Gilvana! Oh my god! You didn't see anything! Is there another one? Can I have it as well?
No, it's not done. So
Aw.
like bring it back. Don't destroy it.
Okay.
But
Oh my
once
god,
we're
this is-
done, I'm gonna bring it to the Celestial Snowflake,
Oh
and
my
then they're
god,
gonna
yes!
make so much money.
Oh my god, the diamonds it can make?
I
Amazing.
know.
They
Then I
can
can
have
have more
more
slaves. I mean
people.
workers. Yeah.
Exactly, Gilvana! Great minds think alike.
Is everyone in your group a writer?
No, but like some of them, like Deckard's a writer. Deckard's
I
like
mean-
a storyteller stuff.
I meant this group, and he circles around him.
No, most of them are like, well, some are adventurers. Some are
Yes.
like just people, you know. I there's like adventurers. There's like people passing by on the road, and then apparently there used to be a village over here, and then like you know these are people from the village. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff.
Damn.
I was mainly referring to you, Kane, and that other lady.
Oh,
Lucy.
oh yeah. Like Kane like writes storybooks. These are stories, but like real stories, I think. Deckard
Do you have
says
a
they're
backup of this?
real. No. So you know. But you know, you're friend. So you take it. I'll write some stuff on paper first, and then when you bring it back, I'll like stuff it in there.
Thank you very much, Gilvana.
Yeah. You're like friend of Ignis. So like, you know, if you don't take care of it, I'll kill you and stuff.
He can kill people. She can kill people real good.
I know, yeah.
It comes with the territory.
Yeah.
I imagine.
Exactly. So you know. punk. Go read and stuff.
Oh my god, I want to read it too. Oh my god.
Well, maybe you can help me write it all down somewhere as well. Have a backup I can.
Ah, yeah, you can help write it down. That's good. That's good. That's good. Do that. Do that.
Yeah, sure.
So, actually, do you have a spare notebook for writing in?
Spare notebook. Ooh, kind of looks at Deckard. Deckard's this old, kind of like bald man walking with a staff, wearing kind of like this blue shirt with like a huge backpack with like different trinkets and stuff on it. I think I have some back here. Here you go. Here.
Thank you. He takes the notebook, takes a pen, or pencil, which I'm guessing he has.
Yeah.
And then digs around his pack for a while, pulls out what looks like a toy soldier, essentially.
Oh.
He looks at it, inspects it, everything is in place. He winds it up, and as he releases the winding thing, it starts to slightly vibrate and move around. And he hands it the pencil, and hands it the notebook, and puts the notebook and the book on the Smith, like open.
Yeah.
Puts the toy soldier on the open notebook, and then turns back to the party like nothing happened as the little tiny soldier starts writing.
Giovanna's just, what is that?
My God. I think if Lucy sees this, she would definitely want it for the bookstore. Cause damn,
Oh, that's really useful. You have like a little construct to write stuff down.
Correct.
It's crazy.
That's like big mage level shit. Damn.
I use him very rarely, but when I do.
That's really cool. You're so smart. You're like J5.
He's J5's friend, actually. Like that's how we knew him.
What?
Apparently they studied together or something.
Oh, there you go. Is J5 a doctor as well?
Is he a doctor though?
Huh.
No, out of game. Is he? He is?
Is he? J5? Parade?
I'm not a doctor. I'm a blacksmith.
Oh
right?
yeah, he's just a blacksmith. He's not studied. No.
I mean, I don't know what if the townspeople calling me doctor or not, but
No.
Like in this world, is he a doctor?
Yeah, no. Like he's literally just a crafter, like a blacksmith that crafts pots and stuff. But at certain point, his talents just grow way out of hand, way out of proportion. He just gets really good at crafting mundane stuff. That's why you brought him in to craft the robotics part of the thing.
He is not a doctor, but he is a crafter and a very capable one at that.
Oh, well, the more you know. Alright, I'm gonna go build the roof. I've been trying it for 5 days. It's not working well. Don't slack off! We're gonna go back up there. Alright, you help yourself with cookies. I'm gonna work on the roof. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yes, are we going elsewhere today?
Are we going what?
Elsewhere today.
Vanessa.
Right.
Alright. So you go over very quickly to Vanessa. I'm assuming to ask about whether or not she can teleport you there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she'll tell you that she technically can try to teleport there, but yeah, she's never been there. But she tells you that the academy must have a teleportation circle that leads to that location.
Oh, that would help.
If you can give
a valid reason.
If you can ask from the academy permission to use Libertare's teleportation circle, then she would be able to teleport there.
Oh, that would be great. Oh, thanks, Vanessa.
For a price! Of course. 1,000 gold.
But it's just a teleportation circle. Why is it 1,000?
Exactly. It's
only 50 gold.
No. Expensive stuff. So, like, yeah.
I'm pretty sure the things you use like 50 gold. They're not even your. Oh my god. Vanessa, we
Thank
haven't
you
been
for your
making
patronage.
money. Oh my god. Ugh.
Unfortunately, the world is at stake is only going to get us so far. Perhaps we can ask the council.
I hope so.
That's something you can do, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so as you guys run around town trying to figure out what you can do over the next few days, weeks, months maybe, to prepare for this upcoming battle, we're gonna
Yeah.
stop here for now. And then we'll see you guys next week, and then we can decide. We can basically like have a time skip as you guys do all the stuff that you guys want to do. Yeah.
And one of the time skips be going back to Platon, take the body.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah, exactly.
Okay.
We'll do like you give me things that you want to do,
Yeah.
and if it's role playable, we'll role play through it. So yeah. Okay.
Sweet. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So we're gonna stop here for now. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye bye.
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 Oh yeah.